Dragic misfires there. Dragic last year, such a fantastic season for the Phoenix Sun, one of the NBA's most improved. As Paul steps behind a Hawes screen and knocks down a three-pointer. They have not shot the ball well in preseason. They've turned it over too much, and they haven't rebounded as well.
Early on, he is knocking that shot down as Chris Paul knocks one down. The thing is going to be, when you begin to miss a couple, are you going to remain confident?
Decent pace for this. There's been some, as usual, some ugly preseason games. But the Clippers, you get a feeling as Paul knocked it down, want to get in some kind of rhythm, get back to business, because they have not looked sharp, at least any kind of sustained consistency in the preseason. Paul using Turkoglu, sets and fires and hits. Paul was 3 for 17 from downtown so far in the preseason. He's 3 for 3 tonight. Paul hits another three. Chris Paul is 4 for 4 from downtown. And the game's tied up. Ball deflected by Paul. The NBA steals leader, it seems, every season. Paul's the fake. Well, that's a good-looking jump shot for a big man. Paul got that hot start. He had his first 4 three-pointers. Redick. You made a good point, Jeff, talking about Redick. He only played in 35 games last year, and he was such an integral part when he was healthy. Nice seal by Griffin down low, and that's not an easy thing to do against the strength of Tucker.
Well, it's a great seal, but a bad job by Tucker.
There's been a lot of guys shoot in a lot of different ways and be great shooters. But it is come down to that follow-through has to be right. Why don't we stop? Why don't the players stop shooting on the practice national anthem? That's Chris Paul with a beautiful finish.
You can tell Chris Paul is trying to send a message to his guys. This is unacceptable, the preseason they've had thus far. He has come out aggressive and going after guys. Knocked down the shot early and now puts the ball on the deck and gets to the paint. I like the way he looks.
Now, Paul, this is his 10th year in the league. He's going to be 30 years old come playoff time. Sets it up perfectly. Turkoglu. How about the three-point shooting? The Clippers are 8 for 12 from downtown.
Chris Paul, right away you knew his mentality was totally different. As good as it gets at dancing and pick and rolls. You go underneath, knocks down the shot, had it going. Now they're on their heels, gets to the paint and finishes.
It's going to be hard though, Mike, to get everybody the amount of minutes as Paul strips Dragic.
Paul felt he had a little bit of a shove, has words for Steve Anderson, the official. Now Thomas yelling at Paul. Chris Paul's got 20 points. Nice play. Markieff Morris able to deflect that away from Griffin. Paul comes right back with the steal. What a pest he can be. Paul another year with his first team All-NBA. Led the NBA in steals and assists in the same season. That's the 3rd time he's done that. And draws the foul that time. Now they find Griffin. Morris goes to help. Barnes is open. And Barnes' shot continues to be awry. Dragic knocked away. Dragic thought Paul fouled him. As Doc Rivers likes to say, Chris Paul's been a junkyard dog on defense tonight. Griffin goes right at Alex Len. Len made him alter the shot, but he still was able to put it in. Paul goes at Morris, draws the foul, shot misses. Morris just looks at him.
So many teams has used the D-League to help their younger players get playing time and improve.
How was it with you and Stan playing one-on-one? How was that?
Well, you know, just like the Dragic brothers.
Well, he's playing a lot of minutes tonight with no DeAndre Jordan. Paul, nice move, and finishes. Pretty play. And the lead is up to 7, largest for the Clippers with 5 minutes remaining. Good entry pass, and Griffin to finish. Paul, a rifle, threw a bullet for his 9th assist. The crowd is on its feet here in the preseason. They're rounding into form. 5 to shoot. Paul. Bank shot is good. Well, the LA Clippers win their 2nd game of the preseason. New owner Steve Ballmer likes what he sees here at the Staples Center. Chris Paul and Blake Griffin were superb. Eric Bledsoe had a terrific game for Phoenix.
Last year, the Thunder lost to San Antonio in the Western Conference Finals. They've been to the Western Conference Finals 3 of the last 4 years. Lost there by Westbrook. Defense by Jones in front of Griffin.
I'm going to tell you, I mean, Chris Paul, a little bit more of a cerebral approach to the game, but I just don't know if there's anybody who competes any harder than Russell Westbrook for every moment he's on the floor.
Especially now with no Durant. Another three by Barnes, and this time he puts it in. Ibaka's got 8. Last night he was 4 of 11 with 10, but scoring tonight very well early, as is that guy, Chris Paul, one of the top three-point guards in the NBA. Here's Telfair, first year with the Thunder, defending Paul with a great corkscrew move. Whew. That is something.
That is, and what a luxury when you can post up your point guard. And a great read there by Chris Paul. And how about Scotty Brooks looking very professorial with those glasses?
He does look good. Yeah. Nice stroke by last year's 6th Man Award winner for the second time in his career, Jamal Crawford. Shot clock at 7.
Not able to take advantage of the mismatch with Hawes down low, but not a problem when you got a bucket getter like Jamal Crawford.
Here's Griffin outside. Chris Douglas Roberts. Crawford for their first lead. Clippers are now shooting 38%. Down goes Crawford. Fouled on the play with 3.5 to go in the first half. Paul. No! When you got a ladder, you got to climb it. And he did. DeAndre Jordan with an emphatic dunk.
You played last night and you're only down 1 here, less than a minute to go in the first half against a team that won 56 a season ago, or 57.
This is Griffin. He's got 2 in a row. Clippers with a foul to give. Telfair, a three with the hands of Barnes and picked up by Paul in numbers as he blows and takes it right in. The blow-by Chris Paul. That's the way I think the organization looks at it. Griffin with an outside shot. Beautiful stroke by Blake. Robertson is going to foul Paul. And Chris with a nice shot on the fly. He's got 10. And here's Griffin going over Adams. The rebound by Jones. Oh, but taken in the theft by Paul. Nice quick hands by Chris Paul.
And that's what Chris Paul does. Has led the league multiple times in steals.
Palmer has been involved in everything from the music that's played during timeouts here at Staples Center. Obviously involved with the commercial that we saw nationwide for the Clippers that played the other day. And that his footprints are just all over this team and this franchise. And it's something that they desperately needed after the last few months, Kevin.
They desperately needed that shot by Chris Paul right there, too. He put up a nice acrobatic shot, did Chris. He's got 14. He'll be at the line. Meanwhile, Perry Jones has put in 23 with 9 coming here in the third. The 3 and Jordan Farmar. From Los Angeles, played at UCLA.
A lot of years with the Lakers as well.
Yes.
Part of those
championship teams. Yes, it sure was. Oh, a steal. And Jamal Crawford will sail in. Redick and Chris Paul just check back in. Another 3 from Crawford. This time it drops. Paul to Griffin.
And then even more impressive too, Kevin, the fact that he really struggled opening night. Only 1 of 9 from the field, but boy, as he bounced back as Chris Paul knocks down that triple. No pictures in the standings. You get a chance to get this win on the road if you're the Thunder, or to win it if you're the Clippers, even though you're struggling. As Chris Paul there just continues just a little quicker and smarter at times than anybody else.
Chris
on
Paul
the floor.
gets 3 minutes ago, and then he flies in, gets the board, puts it back up. 5 quick points for Paul, who's now got 20. 7 assists. It's Paul with a floater over Ibaka.
He's just so crafty in traffic.
Shot clock at 2. Telfair had it knocked away by Paul. 3-point game. Adams. Ibaka picked up by Hawes for the tie.
Chris, that was a strange first game in a lot of ways, but you guys got some defensive stops at the end to win it.
Yeah, that was big for us. You know, I missed 2 free throws. That's terrible. Luckily, Blake bailed me out. You know, but excuse me, it was nice to get some stops in order to win the game.
This team with new players and a couple new coaches, what's the kind of learning curve that you guys are going to have to learn with as you start the season?
We got to build an identity. You know, we got to build an identity. We got some new faces. We just got to play hard, man, and compete every night.
Doc says that rebounding is something he's been emphasizing throughout camp and throughout the preseason. Where do you guys have to pick that up?
It's got to be a collective effort. You know, DJ led the league in rebounding, but, you know, that's good for him, but that doesn't say much for our team. You know, we can't rely on him and Blake and the big guys to get all the rebounds. Us little guys got to get in there and help.
I know it was, you know, a big night for this franchise with your new owner, Steve Ballmer. Just the emotion of the night and the emotion of moving on and going forward now with new ownership who's committed and has really put his fingerprints on this whole franchise.
You know, it's nice to get a win in front of your new owner, but, you know, it's all about playing the right way. You know, it's a good win for us. We understand that team is without, you know, their best players, but, you know, right now we got to worry about us.
All right, thanks very much, Chris. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Favors from the baseline. Good help by CP. It sure was. Tapping the ball to Jordan. Reddick down low to Griffin. Open shot. And that's a basket. And he's a good player. He's in the top 30 players in the league. Griffin in, out, back in again. So now we're playing some basketball. 7-7 ball game. Barnes gets a good look at a free ball. Bingo. And good for him. You just see the rhythm. You just know there's a much better chance that ball's going to go in. That is ball open. Back to Blake. That is open all day. And when Blake's making that shot, this Clipper team becomes unguardable. Good move. Beautiful. Another good look for a three. Bingo. And Chris, his 4th assist. And good for Reggie. Missed one from there. Wasn't afraid to shoot the next one. So the Clippers make it a 6-point lead. The lob, the jam! That's a new play! They have not run that play in the preseason or during the regular season, and look at the result. Oh, and Chris is looking over at the bench saying, yeah, guys. Kudos to Doc. Whoever designed it, I'm sure he did, but they executed it perfectly. So the young starting unit has gotten younger now with these guys off the bench. Ball has it at distance. Here comes DJ. Got the pick. Cleared him. Absolutely. Freedom for the shot. Chris looks sharp, and Chris is attacking more. He's looking for his own. Ball looks and finds. Blake Griffin against Cantor, scores over him. Beautiful. You know what was great about that post-up? Blake fought for position. The what? Nice little controlled tap guided home is Blake Griffin, who has 10. And Burks will get the benefit of the shot, but it won't go. Notice how unbalanced every time Gordon Hayward. The lob, the jam! Now we're having fun. DJ again running, the best running center in the game. Chris Paul. Look at how gets open. It back. Oh, he is wide open. Bingo. Remember, 3 ball. Extraordinary tonight. 8 out of 14. Cantor misses. Rebound picked up by Griffin DePaul. And there's the push up court. That's the pace at which Doc wants to play, and that's the result. I think they should play that way. DJ's length just plain bothers Favors. I mean, in Favors, as we said, is coming off a career game, 32 points. Griffin almost had it. Hayward misses. I think Hayward was miscast right away as a shooter. He is not a shooter. That ball just does not go in often enough. Burke has a block by Chris Paul. I think he did. 3-on-1. DeAndre slam dunk. So they want to penetrate, shoot threes, get ball movement, and get the best shot possible. Clippers can't make a basket, though. They get the foul from Trey Burke. Right now, through 3 games, he's at 22-9, but having a clunker tonight. Misses both free throws, and Chris Paul picks up his 9th rebound, heading for a triple-double. The extra pass to CP3. Blake Griffin. But they're looking a lot to Crawford. Got to swing ball side to side. You got an all-star waiting over there. Muscles it up, puts it in softly. Blake Griffin. Crawford fakes one way, loses his man, fires from 12, no good. Jordan couldn't get a hand on the tip. Here comes Booker on the fly. Blocked from behind by Griffin.
On the outlet to Crawford. He loses the basketball. We're going the other way. That's a tough three ball. Won't go. Rebound taken by Paul. That's his triple-double. This time they're Griffin again, being fronted by Booker. Barnes danced to the goal. What a shot by Matt Barnes!
I thought he was going to go left-handed layup. He made the more difficult attempt and he got it to go.
Barnes again to the goal, this time in the left hand. Suddenly it's a Matt Barnes show.
Barnes telling somebody to go long. He's so
good
good at that pass.
Going for the touchdown pass.
I mean, Matt Barnes throws that ball better than anybody in the NBA.
107-101. Burke will fire the three to beat the buzzer, and the Clippers escape with a victory. And how sweet that is.
Chris, the Jazz kept it interesting right down to the wire. How were you guys able to close this one out?
You know, we stayed poised. You know, it's a good team. They never stopped playing. We had another terrible third quarter, but we stuck it out and got the win.
Chris, you guys did overcome that third quarter. Tonight, you notched your first triple-double in a Clipper uniform. Last time you did it was a playoff game in 2011 before you joined the team. How would you describe your performance tonight?
Just try to get in there and help. You know, DJ and Blake do a great job on the boards, but coming into the season, Doc said us guards are going to have to rebound more, so I just try to get in and help.
4 close games to start the season. What have you guys learned about finishing in these first couple of outings?
We got to get better. We got to get better. Caught up with us yesterday, but we got to improve because the West, you know, we're going to a tough environment to play on Wednesday. We got to be ready.
To say the Clippers had a rough trip to the Bay Area would be putting it mildly. Now it's back home for 4 brutally tough games, starting today with the very dangerous Trailblazers. There's only 5 games into the season, but there's a sense of urgency for the Clippers today at Staples Center.
2 clubs who made it to the second round of the playoffs last year, then upended by the conference finals.
Redick's first touch, he scores and gets fouled.
Any way you can do it, JJ, when you're in a slump.
Paul using that screen to perfection.
Wide open play.
Griffin at the elbow.
Why not?
We've been talking a lot about the ratio of, you know, post up, back to the basket, in close moves, and shots from 15 to 18 feet. Bad pass there, broken up. There's a steal for the Clippers. CP3 says we can't run. We aren't getting enough steals. Beautiful dance for freedom.
Look what happens. They create a turnover. They get after a team on the other end, and they come down. The defense doesn't have a chance to set up, and Chris ends up with a wide open 15-footer.
This ball hits 2 in a row.
So you got Chris playing flawlessly, Blake and Redick playing flawlessly, and you're behind because you can't slow down what's going on. CP feeling it, trying to get to his spot again.
Griffin will shoot over Aldridge.
Really good rhythm and release by Blake Griffin there.
10 for Blake Griffin.
Even with the outstretched arm of Aldridge, he was unaffected. He shot that ball like he was in the gym by himself with Bob Tate.
Blake Griffin takes down Steve Blake.
I mean, the Clippers can't shoot it any better or play any better offensively.
And Chris Paul, All-NBA first team each of his 3 years with the Clippers. Fires the jump shot and hits it. Paul down low. Redick wasn't really expecting that one. It's all the way and good.
A running jump shot falling away. That will count.
Paul to the elbow. Bounce, bounce, bounce in.
And guarding him with Batum. That's the craftiness of Chris Paul. He's always been able to create enough space to get shots off.
Lillard to the basket. Pause the rebound. And Paul brings it ahead to Crawford. He'll pull up for 3. Bingo! Paul around the screen.
Got him.
Finally open, fires and ties. Clippers with the basketball, hunting for the lead for the first time. Out of the timeout from Doc Rivers. See what they come up with.
Portland's in
8
a
on the
zone.
clock. 3 ball. Bingo!
Portland in a zone.
As Chris Paul marches back into the front court, holding on to a 2-point lead. Loses Blake. The lob, the jam! Now we're having fun. 79-75, Clippers by 4. 7-point Clipper lead.
And Chris Paul back in to bring it home.
Redick, the little floater, bounce, bounce in.
What a day for Redick.
Well, the Clippers with Chris Paul at the controls go to work. On the move, Redick all the way to the goal. Lay it up, lay it in.
His running, his curling is really putting Portland in a bind because Batum is a really good long defender, but Redick is eliminating his length by being ahead of him on these curls.
And Paul will bring the ball ahead for the Clippers, running for their 4th win in 6 games. Glide to the left elbow. Jump shot's good.
I like that idea right now. I mean, Chris has got to take charge of this basketball game.
Matthews off the back iron. Chris Paul picks up the rebound.
Telling his guys to run best they can. But pick and roll on the fly would be a great idea. Let Chris get in there and operate.
Keeps control of that dribble like no other point guard in basketball.
He might back up and shoot this right there.
And make it. Lawler's Law, ladies and gentlemen, first to 100 wins. The team we expected to see from day one surfaces here in the middle of game number 6.
Look at the burst of speed by Chris Paul. That's why they brought him here, so he could close ball games. Teach them how to win.
Here comes Lillard. A chance to tie or take the lead. He'll step back for the lead. Off the back iron, rebound chased down by Paul. They chase him down to commit a foul.
Silly
I don't
foul.
think they wanted to.
No, I don't know what Aldridge is thinking. He looked over at the bench. Terry Stotts is like, no.
Chris Paul, 3 out of 3 at the line now. Paul now will try to stretch this to 4. An important free throw. He has it. Clippers a foul to give.
There it is.
That's about as quick as you can possibly hope for.
Now they don't even have to foul, so they scored quickly enough that they can defend and still have a chance to tie this game.
12 seconds separate the shot and the game clock.
What a great play call by Terry Stotts and executed perfectly.
Blazers are out of fouls. Clippers lead by 2. Fasten your seatbelts. We're going down to the wire at Staples Center. Oh, passes up a wide open shot. The fans groan at that. Back tap by Jordan. Now they have to foul.
They have to. Lillard didn't want to foul because he had 5.
That's exactly right.
I would never let a great free throw shooter sit there 2 in a row.
The lead is 4 for the Los Angeles Clippers. They go to Aldridge. Wide open for 3. Won't go. Rebound Crawford. That'll do it. Clippers win. The Clippers have had a long week to think about the one that got away against the defending champs. As Chris Paul put it, they gave us a clinic on how to close out a game. So tonight, the Clippers will try to put those lessons to work against one of the toughest backcourts in all the NBA. It's the Clippers and the Phoenix Suns, live from Staples Center. Paul. Well, that's a nice little rhythm, dribble, and move by Paul into the shot. We're tied at 9. The lob, the jam.
I mean, they are pushing the ball at the Suns. And if you asked anybody what recipe would you not want to do against the Suns is like play fast with them.
Tucker throws it away. It was strictly a popularity contest when they voted earlier on. 5 in the shot clock. Barnes for 3. Bingo!
Totally not only orchestrated but made that play by Chris Paul, and there was nothing going on. This Phoenix Suns had him totally trapped on one side of the floor, and Chris was still able to get his man open.
Paul, get a bounce, yes.
That ends a 9-2 run, so usually you need a bucket, you throw the ball to CP3.
Paul outside to Griffin, fires the jump shot and scores. Paul will take some time off the clock around Hawes' screen. All the way to the goal, looks off the defenders and scores. Like to have had that one against the San Antonio Spurs the other night.
Yeah, can we trade it?
Tied at 54. Bledsoe without a field goal, remains that way. Rebound block by Jordan. That's 5 blocks for DJ. Paul comes the other way with it. He'll pull up and fire the 3-ball. Bingo. Chris Paul throws down the Clippers' 7th 3 of the ball game, and the Clips lead by that margin, 57-54. Ready. CP3 for 2 in a row. Double dip.
And Jeff Hornacek, even thinking about an early timeout, does not like the 2 attempts he's seen by his guys and the 2 open 3s for the Clippers at the other end.
Tucker misses. Rebound Jordan.
I like how DJ's not only getting rebounds, but he's kicking the ball ahead.
Running to the rim and scoring.
Seen that all year.
Bledsoe runs down Redick. No whistle. Rebound comes off to the Clippers.
And DJ probably another block on that play.
Open 3-ball for Paul. Bingo! His 3rd of the quarter. Paul glides to his right, gives to his left to Redick for 3. Bingo!
And Redick, unlike most right-hand shooters, loves curling and turning over the left shoulder.
On the move, slam dunk Blake Griffin.
I think it's only his second dunk off a set play this season in a half-court setting. One, he got a pick and roll from Redick last ball game, and then he gets that one. The offense is starting to come together.
CP3 loses Bledsoe. The lob. They get the jam and the foul. Quite a play by CP3 teaming up with DeAndre Jordan.
DJ was kind of pushed away from the rim, so he isn't able to dunk that with any authority, but he just kind of redirects it home. But it's brilliant by Chris Paul. Look at him dash and dart, and then DJ, see how he's pushed by Bledsoe.
Blake outside to Paul. Shot clock's down to 5. Has the screen. It's down to 3. He'll turn, shoot, and score! There's a steal, and there's a foul on Thomas. The Suns have come undone. Len Big Baby Davis, this is he with a basketball. Played 4 minutes, but played very well those 4 minutes against the Spurs the other night. Pause, tees it up for 3, bingo! Paul goes to work. Guarded by Thomas. Beats into the hole, puts it in, and gets fouled. They've gone over 3 minutes without a field goal. That takes care of that. Free throw line jump shot. Short. Barnes gives him another look at it. Paul for 3. Bingo! His 4th of the night from deep. 111-94. Order restored with 4.5 to go in the game. CP3 for 3. Bingo! His 5th of the second half. He has 30. They put all sorts of different people trying to guard him. None have done the job. So CP3 with 32 points.
And CP and Marcus Morris still having words back and forth.
Clippers get the victory. Their best offensive game of the season and very solid defensively too, despite the 107 points. They hold the Suns to 38% shooting.
On a 70-degree night, we welcome you to South Florida. We are in Miami. It's the Los Angeles Clippers from the West against the Miami Heat. The Clippers winning last night, the first game of 7 in 12 days on the road. Griffin again on the doorstep puts it in. The Miami Heat played Monday, won in Brooklyn, and stopped a 3-game losing streak. Paul, little pocket pass inside, Jordan. And again, Wade missing the game tonight. 4 consecutive misses with a hamstring injury, but he is working out. It's Paul who cuts inside with a great layup, and he was untouched as he took it in for 2.
All the options Chris Paul had in transition right there. He went off to the right of Matt Barnes, but he easily could have gone off left to DeAndre Jordan.
Here come the Clippers once again. 3rd turnover by Miami. Redick finishing at the other end. Clippers are shooting 69% in the first quarter. Great ball rotation. Paul with the floater.
Oh, that's beautiful basketball.
It was. And is launching from outside. Picked up by Jordan.
Everything is coming from the perimeter for Miami, whereas the Clippers, knowing there's not a viable shot blocker for the Heat attacking the rim.
Griffin.
And when you're trying to find your rhythm and there's issues of trust, what better way to get going than to win some road games and to play like this with the ball movement for the Clippers.
Ennis, 3. Rebound, Jordan.
They're doing a great job of walling off that paint area. Everything is coming from the outside for Miami.
Paul with a 3. He buries that one. 4 of the 5 starters for the Clippers have shooting percentages less than a year ago.
Mario Chalmers off the bench has been one of those guys for Eric Spoelstra as Chris Paul continues with his hot shooting stroke. Mario Chalmers, you got to be aggressive in a situation like this, especially when you're playing in the backcourt with a rookie in Shabazz Napier.
Here's Turkoglu in the game. He hits a 3. The Clippers are unconscious 71% from the floor. You know, Dang was an interesting story because while Spoelstra and Riley were in Los Angeles, oh, what a pass, but what a terrific dunk. Jordan from Paul.
This is way too easy, but again, the Heat don't have any interior presence.
Passing tonight of the Clippers has been so fun. A 3, Chris Paul, and that is buried from well beyond the arc, and Chris Paul has got 12. Bosch who gives to Napier, who flips to Williams, who shoots another triple, and this time hits it. Now, he has been incredibly hot. The first three right there. Williams, 51% from three, and then at the other end, Griffin drops it hard with Paul putting it right in his hands. They rotate to Paul over Chalmers with 4 to fire. Chris Paul. They got Shannon Brown on his string. Now he's doubling Paul. Off to Griffin. Late close. Easy two.
Got to pre-rotate or stunt harder if you're the Miami Heat.
Paul. Griffin. Over Williams.
That's much improved over the last 2 or 3 years.
Paul, a lot of white jerseys around, and he's still got it to go. How about Paul? Did you see how many white uniforms are around him? Chalmers. 5 turnovers. Luol Deng, rebound by Griffin, aggressively goes up and collects his 7th. It's Redick, an open triple. J.J. Redick hits his 3rd three tonight, 11 points. A little crossover by Paul. And then dives in, bouncing off bodies. He'll go to the line, picking up the foul. Anderson picks up another one, his 2nd. Miami has their first turnover in this 3rd quarter. Chris Paul, right in front.
He's good.
Yeah, he is good, isn't he?
He is good.
Napier in a torture chamber. Griffin, Paul, Griffin, boom! It's like ballet, isn't it?
Danny Granger didn't look comfortable running back after that missed shot right there.
So that was one of the problems coming back from the knee, and they go in again with a wonderful tomahawk from DeAndre Jordan. Clippers inside, outside. 36 points in the paint for the Clips. 40 points from 3. 40 points from 3. Almost 43. Fouled on the play. Clippers shooting a season-high 56% from the field.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the excitement of the NBA. From fabulous FedEx Roman Beale Street in downtown Memphis, Tennessee, the league-leading Memphis Grizzlies host the Los Angeles Clippers. Grizzlies have won 21 straight in the regular season on the home floor. The Clippers, this is game 3 of a 7-game road trip. They swept Orlando and Miami earlier this week.
And you notice the defensive switch. Conley now against Crawford, who reins one in. But you put Pondexter on Chris Paul to try and disrupt him as much as possible.
Chris Paul quiets the crowd, getting down quickly.
Chris Paul.
What free throws do for you?
Yep, this guy with the basketball is going to try to take over this game. I don't think there's any doubt.
He was very quiet and passive in that first half. It won't be in the second.
Redick for 3.
It's another guy we talked about at halftime, said the Grizzlies did a good job of not giving him those standstill looks, and also the down screen to stepping into his jump shots. Didn't have it in the first half.
Chris Paul beat Mike Conley.
Here he comes.
Yep. This is going to be a steady diet to Chris Paul. And Chris Paul has got it going. And Chris Paul steps into a 3. Timeout Memphis. Shot clock to 8 for Griffin. Redick forced off the arc. Doesn't matter. Griffin is wide open, and he hits. Clippers couldn't buy a basket in the second quarter. They are 8 for 13 here in the third.
Chris Paul is taking over this third quarter.
Preds a 3-2 shootout win last night over the Florida Panthers. Philip Forsberg got the winner. And Crawford hits. Gasol picked up by Griffin. C. Lee had a pass on the 3. Gasol hooks. Randolph had the offensive rebound taken away by Chris Paul. Paul doesn't have numbers, spins to the hoop, and draws a foul, will go to the line. Pick and pop, and a swing, and a C. Lee 3. It is off the rim to Hawes. And Chris Paul got a free run. Grizzlies will tie their best start in franchise history, 12-2, and they will extend the franchise record with a 22nd consecutive regular season home court win in decisive fashion, leading by as many as 25. The Grizzlies beat the Clippers 107-96. 91.
Beautiful downtown Charlotte, or uptown if you will, on a day that saw the temperature reach 70. We won't see that for a while. What we'll see tonight, the Hornets at home trying to snap a 5-game losing streak against a team in the Los Angeles Clippers. Inside, Blake Griffin.
Well, that's something you normally don't see from the Clippers. They are a poor offensive rebounding team. Jordan just back tapped that, but Chris Paul, you give him another chance with the basketball, he's going to find somebody and make you pay.
Paul gets around Walker. In underneath, it goes to Jordan. That's his range.
Well, exactly.
He's awfully good at it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Steve. He had a game on this trip where all made field goals were dunks.
Al turns. Up ahead, it goes to Griffin. If he gets ahead of you, start running in the opposite direction.
I mean, he just expects Jordan to get all the rebounds. He is out like a guard.
Yeah, Paul, nice. Release there to Jordan. Took it all the way to the basket and then just handed it back. Zeller out front with an open jumper. Paul with a rebound, running with Griffin. Walker running with him in a mismatch. Crawford from the corner for 3 more. A couple of 3.
Chris Paul had options on that play.
Here's Paul. Posted up on Kemba Walker. Yumbo comes to help, but there's no help for that.
That's good D by Kemba. You force him to take a tough fadeaway on the baseline, and he gets the shooter's roll.
Here's Paul on that wing. It's all cleared out for him. Doesn't need it.
The Clippers, they run their offense in sets for each guy.
Davis gets the throwback. Puts right off the glass. 6-point edge for the Clippers now as we face the final possession of the first quarter. Paul gets a screen, and I mean a screen. That was a concrete wall set up by Big Baby. 4:17 left to go here in the second quarter. Here's Paul. Walker trying to check him. Redick over Henderson in the battle of Duke stars. Hornets beat the Clippers here last year by 4. Here's Chris Paul. They're showing it again in-house. Here comes Paul. He'll quiet the crowd and put the Clippers right back out in front here, 53-52. Here's Paul. The dunk doesn't work, but Griffin gets it back on a long rebound. There's that double screen out front. And then they both slash down each side of the lane. Redick for 3. Got it, despite Gerald Henderson's best effort. Stevenson gets into the lane. Wow.
He's missed a couple of close shots like that. He's 1 of 7. Can't find the range.
There's no range there. Set the depth finder at 0.
Wow. Got to find DeAndre Jordan, tallest guy on the floor in the paint.
Kemba Walker gets a quick shot from the corner. Jordan boards the miss. Lead is 5. Chris Paul. Griffin gets a gift out front thanks to Chris Paul. Chris Paul comes back. Nice screen by Jordan. Paul open for the jumper.
Yeah, Chris Paul set it up nicely. He hesitated, allowed Jordan to come out, get set, and then set Kemba up to run right in that screen that left him open for the mid-range.
Here's Griffin. Here's Paul. Pergaloo, 3-pointer. That's a veteran 3-pointer right there. Paul. Redick. Head fake that gets him free enough to get the 2 on Brian Roberts. Here's Paul from the elbow.
Wow.
Chris Paul with 14 points, 14 assists, and 4 rebounds. Griffin inside, runs into a stomach full of Zeller. And Chris Paul puts the 3-pointer in.
You're going to have to get stops because Chris Paul, one of the best in the business at using clock and making plays down the stretch.
We'll take it down the lane here. What a play. That didn't look like it had any hope at all. As only Chris Paul could make it happen. Here's Paul. Paul says no.
That's the nail right there.
Chris Paul orchestrated this win. 22 points, 15 assists, and 5 rebounds to lead the Los Angeles Clippers to their 8th win of the season against 5 losses.
DJ against Chris Paul. Pistons go inside to Andre, 3-timed and missed it. Jordan with the rebound. Chris Paul lobs it deep. Blake Griffin flips it up and in. Blake Griffin to Paul in the corner. The Clippers are starting to think about the Piston big man now. Turkoglu from the wing. Knocks it down. Hedo Turkoglu, don't forget, helped Orlando to the finals in 09. Clippers go to Jamal Crawford for a quick score, and it's 22-21. And Chris Paul gets by everybody and lays it in. Jump ball won by the Clippers. Crawford with plenty of time drains it from behind the long line. 8 straight for LA. They trail by only 2. Cartier-Martin from the corner, short on the long gun. Rebound, Chris Paul. Chris Paul for 3, and it's through. Hey, George. 40-40.
Can't forget him in transition.
Clippers inside, and Griffin able to score it. And now the Piston lead is whittled to 1. Chris Paul has it for the Clippers. Greg Monroe on him on a switch. Jumper over him down.
And that's all. Hey, listen, you can't do anything about that if you're Greg Monroe.
Side for Chris Paul. Shot clock at 10. Right through the lane. Turns and guns it down. He went exactly where he wanted to. Jamal Crawford will inbound. Chris Paul with 4 on the 24. Drains it from downtown. Josh Smith put it down, lost it. Chris Paul in transition. Gets the screen from Griffin, gets to the paint, fires and fills it, and a foul. Chris Paul posting DJ Augustine. Turns and fires, fills it. What a touch. Chris Paul works against DJ Augustine. Shot clock at 6, about 6 seconds different shot clock to game clock. Paul finds a shot, fires and fills it again. LA led 93-82, remember, with 4 and 36 to play. They now lead by only 2. They go inside to Griffin and get a jam.
His first one of the game.
Paul and Reddick, DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin, and Crawford for LA. Chris Paul 3 on the wing. Nothing but the bottom, and the Pistons will take a timeout. What a second half he's had.
Well, he pretty much took over this game in that third quarter, getting 14 points for himself, creating almost all of it by himself. He takes a blow, and then Crawford takes over scoring the basketball. But here late in winning time, once again, it's that man right there, Chris Paul, George, one of the best around.
14 in the third, 17 in the second half. DJ Augustine for 3. Rebound Jordan. Good effort by the Pistons, but the Clippers win it 104-98.
Our officiating crew, we'll give you that in just a moment, but you look at this team, Matt, the Clippers, they are a three-point shooting team. We all remember Lob City, but really this is what they do so well, and that's the first 3 of the night, and another $50 if they were donating to our Cancer Society, and the way they're doing it, maybe we ought to have them do it.
Wow. Well, Cantor's going to have a hard time. You knew coming in, this matchup was not going to be in favor of the Jazz. If Cantor is going to have to guard Griffin, but he's got to stay in contact. I mean, right now, Blake's having his way, but you got to face him early. Right when he comes on the court, if I was in his Cantor, I'd start bodying him up.
Griffin will try and go one-on-one. Now he backs it out and passes out of it. Chris Paul just keeping the dribble alive till he found something to his liking.
Steve, this is just too easy. Well, the dilemma now is Hood's just coming back after missing a significant time. He can't play that many minutes right now, but they're going to need him. But I have a feeling he should be on restricted minutes right now, just coming back.
Yeah, he is. They were talking maybe 12 minutes total for the game as Griffin hits another mid-range jump shot. Clippers will get into their half-court set with Chris Paul. Whips that 3. Matt Barnes, and he's got a 3.
We were letting Blake just catch it where he wanted to, not making him work for his shots. And obviously, you got to have some help from your team and not wait a second or 2 delay and let him get some steam, head of steam going.
Barnes in the corner for 3. And he's wide open, and he hits it. There's the drive to the basket and the whistle for the foul. Chris Paul's still so good. Blake Griffin guarded by Cantor. Here's that little handoff. It's not a pick and roll, just a little dribble handoff. They worked on that this morning at practice. All over Joe Ingles. Ingles got the height, but certainly Paul has got the quicks. Griffin, that jump shot.
He has just really improved that jump. You know, in his younger years, he had to attack the rim all the time because the jump shot wasn't it. Now he can pick his spots.
Reddick after the pass from Paul, after the takeaway.
And all of a sudden you see the Jazz are getting in trouble just like they did in that first quarter. I'm surprised the Clippers aren't doubling Hayward.
Stolen by Reddick. And Chris Paul into forecourt. Well, they go down deep. You let Blake Griffin get that kind of position, he'll score.
Yeah,
every time.
He's so strong. You know, early in his career, you compared him to Karl Malone.
Chris Paul, meantime, comes off the screen, but this has a nice look.
But again, we're getting into too easy. He does a nice job of doubling down.
Still on the perimeter. And a forced shot by Chris Paul, and he again beats the short clock.
Again, you're seeing greatness. You're seeing one of the best point guards. I don't know if he's the best point guard anymore. To me, it could be Steph Curry now, maybe even Tony Parker, but he's still in the top three. But they're giving up too many layups at the rim, just like you're seeing Blake Griffin right at the rim.
Yeah, that's one that when they look at the film, they won't be happy with. He just came right down the middle. Blake Griffin's going to get a rest right now with his 28 points sitting on the bench. Big Baby is in there. Oz is in there. Oh, Big Baby, easy find underneath.
Chris Paul double-double now. But what a find.
And the Clippers go to 6-1 on the road trip. They win this one 112-96 as the Jazz tried to fight from the hole they dug for themselves in the first quarter. They trail by 21 at one juncture in the second half, and they come up short tonight, 112-96.
The Clippers hope to keep it rolling tonight as they host the team they started their hot streak against, the Orlando Magic. Open look for Barnes, been hot lately. That one's off. Another back tap by DeAndre Jordan. So he saved two possessions. Griffin passes it up, says, oh, I should have shot it the first time, and so he did.
Was that kind of like a sheepish grin, like, do I have to? It wasn't so much what the Magic didn't do in the final 4 minutes, it was what Golden State did do. They made shots, they made three balls, they came back from nowhere.
Bingo, J.J. Redick.
Well, JJ's been unbelievable lately, averaging about 15 points a game over a 7-game stretch where the three ball's been falling.
Blake Griffin, they've heard of him. 11-3, the Clippers off to a sizzling start, making 5 of the first 8 shots. Fry for 3, air ball.
For whatever reason.
Leaking out as Jordan makes the catch, lays it in! Oladipo running to the goal, misses, rebound. Chris Paul, smallest man in the court, goes to get it.
Oladipo had a forgetful night against the Clippers a couple of weeks ago. It was a 3 for 13 performance.
Griffin thought about it again.
And you know what?
What a start.
DJ had position underneath, and DJ was kind of like waving to Blake, go ahead and shoot it because I got it if you miss, and that freed him up even more.
Paul will rise, fire, and score. I mean,
shooting so well.
They keep trying to get him to go to his left. He keeps going to his right. And you look at these shot chart graphics and all this stuff that's going on now. I mean, he is just deadly. Redick, a long 2-ball. Got it. 14 points for JJ. Clippers by 6. They have some of the pieces in Orlando for sure. Bingo! Talk about having a piece.
And I don't think that they knew they had Tobias Harris and that he was this good.
Chris Paul from his spot.
That is
automatic.
His spot. Yeah, absolutely.
Fournier had a big game for Denver at Mandalay Bay against the Clippers in exhibition season in 2013. We thought, wow, he's really good. But then he hardly played last year. Griffin again. The jump shot is looking fluid. 1:40 to go in the half. There's a foul on Oladipo. Playing him physically, or trying to anyway. Fournier can't get it. Fry.
He missed it.
Jordan gets another.
And
winces a bit.
O'Quinn out because he was ejected after the flagrant 2.
Barnes fires and hits.
This is the start the Clippers wanted.
The Clippers have kind of solved their rebounding problem too. We've not talked about it, but night after night now they're badly out-rebounding opponents. Here is 27-17. Paul picks up his dribble rarely. 5 in the shot clock. He'll shoot over Fry for 3. Bingo!
And if he's going to shoot it from that far, he better be going forward. He definitely backed up and got his momentum going the right direction.
Fournier bobbles it, throws it away. Paul gets it, and the foul on Harris. Harris has to shoulder an awful big load right now for this club.
He really is. He and Fournier are the two best scorers out.
Blocked by Jordan. DJ gets his 4th of the ball game. Paul to Reddick for 3. Bingo!
What a great look.
Paul, the wraparound to Griffin. He'll fire. He'll
See
score.
how he's learning? Like in years past, he would have taken that ball and gotten rid of it earlier. Or if somebody ran at him, as Peyton did, he would have been inclined to dribble into a place that wouldn't have allowed the shot. But he just was patient there and then shot his normal shot. He is so much better than he used to be.
Here's Harris. Poked away by Griffin.
What a save.
Ball on the floor and saved it brilliantly to Paul.
You love that.
Your All-Stars are diving on the floor. He got something good going. Paul, they're left of the circle, able to knock it in. They throw it away, taken by Crawford. Chris Paul will fire the 3 ball. Bingo!
Have you ever seen him shoot so well?
Ridnour will go down the lane and not get off the shot. And that's a happy group of Clippers and a very, very together basketball team.
I think they had 114 points 2 weeks ago against the Magic. We talked a little bit about it on the pregame show, is that during this stretch of great play, it doesn't matter who shoots it. I mean, the players honestly do not care who touches it, who scores. They're making a good pass to the best pass.
Inside the other way, Griffin leaves it up and in.
They are clicking on all cylinders, and if you had told me a month ago that this was possible, I wasn't seeing it.
9-6 start for the Clippers. Here's Chris Paul, right wing Clipper. Here's something that is an interesting trend, Mike Smith, is that when the Clippers have 8 or more threes, they're 11-1. That ball's going down early here tonight, the second 3 for the Clippers. That's a great section, by the way, and kind of like a role model for the rest of the building. Oh, by the way,
another 3 ball.
Another 3.
Clippers are 4 for 4 from deep. The battle of the 2 best power forwards in all of basketball.
Blake Griffin right now leading that battle. 8 points. How about 3 assists and a couple of rebounds? Anthony Davis yet to really get a touch here. Just 0 for 1.
Set play out of the timeout. It's a little bit of misdirection. They think they're going on the strong side to Griffin, but he wheels out of there as Chris kind of dribbles across the top. They get it to him low, and Blake just too big and too tough down there.
5 on the clock. Chris dribbles off his foot, but recovers in front of the bench. You're going to have to roll it up with a cape on. Can he get it?
Not only got it.
Why not?
He made it.
Came out of a phone booth with a cape and everything. Superman. 2 to shoot for Reddick. He knows it. Fires up a guarded 3. Oh, yes, sir. 31-18. Clippers at the end of 1, and cause for applause from that Clipper bench. Blake Griffin retaliates on the other side. Back and forth we go. Griffin now with 13 points.
Here's the question. When things get tight, Brian, can you still shoot it with the same freedom? Can you still move the ball? When it's easy and you're winning by 10, 15, anybody can do that.
Just a 4-point lead for the Clippers.
Yeah, it's a ball game now.
Look out below. We have liftoff with the left hand.
And we have not seen that often this year. It is finally coming together for the Clippers and for Blake at that foul line. Brian, before the trip, he was catching balls at the foul line against San Antonio, against Chicago, and did not know whether to drive, shoot, swing the ball.
Holiday. No. Here come the Clippers.
This is where Chris shines at the end of quarters. Absolutely. Get him on the fly. It's called a drag screen. DJ's hobbling a little bit, Brian.
Look out. DeAndre shoves it in with the right hand.
That was great recognition by Chris Paul, but also by DJ. Kind of cleared out. He posted up at the rim, and Chris will find a way to get you the ball. Tough one.
Barnes to the corner for 3. 9 triples for the Clippers, and that's the second from Matt Barnes.
And how well has he been playing lately? He's made 2 or 3 more in row, or 2 or more threes in 6 of the last 10.
Reddick for 3. Yes, sir.
I love how Reddick, when he shoots a 3, holds his follow-through, maintains his body in that same spot till he watches it go in.
Another block by DeAndre, and here come the Clippers. Left side to Griffin. Oh, my goodness! Oh, did he cover a lot of ground from takeoff to touchdown? And the Clippers now the crowd alive here in downtown Los Angeles.
Including 5 blocks tonight. DJ now has 20 blocks in the last 6 games. That one ignites the break, gets him going, gets Blake happy, and of course the beautiful delivery by Chris Paul.
There's that outside shot from Griffin, and there's the results we've been looking for.
Boy, DJ was open for a lob. Not that Redick took a bad shot. That's a good shot for him.
They give Paul space, and he makes him pay.
Well, Chris has been better from 3 than he has from anywhere else.
Chris chased around by Holiday. Barnes in the corner, another one. How about 4 of a kind from Matt Barnes? Chris decides to take his attack to the left side. Now he pulls the trigger. It's the result we would want. Chris Paul with 4 threes tonight. Oh, by the way, 16 points and 15 assists. Clippers by a dozen. Chris will take some time off the ticker. He'll be shouted by Austin Rivers. Screen for Chris, finds the seam, dashing down the lane. Not a Pelican within 10 feet, unfettered to the cup. And Chris Paul now with 18 points and 16 assists. Chris Paul to close out, but wait a second.
Watch Austin Rivers hang on to Blake Griffin's shorts.
Hello, ladies.
And this is when we're all thankful that they wear compression shorts now.
That wasn't the case in your day, was it?
It was not.
The Clippers improved to 14-5 as the Clippers win 120 to 100.
Tonight, the Clippers look to put the finishing touches on a perfect homestand, but the Phoenix Suns have other ideas. Bledsoe, set shot, fires, bingo.
His 3-ball has improved.
Comes in deep to Bledsoe. Wide left, go right. Morris in the paint over Jordan. 5-4, Suns on top. Morris not the better outside shooter of the Morris twins. Cherry picking.
No, and Morris has been ice cold from deep lately. He's trying to, bounce out of that slump, shoot his way out of it. He's not making anything from deep.
So P.J. Tucker, who was inserted into the starting lineup to improve their defense. Bingo! J.J. Redick.
And great screen by DeAndre, and Chris Paul's recognition, knowing that Redick is likely going to be hot again.
Bledsoe scores inside.
That was a great cut.
And they get the steal. They get the run the other way. The Clippers are back defensively. Dragic for 3 more. Bingo!
It's one stat to keep your eye on. Like if they're making more than 7 threes in a game, their percentages go up obviously from the field too, and they are a threat to beat anybody.
Griffin will let it fly, make the jump shot.
You just get this impression already that this will be a physical ball game to the very end.
Down low to Barnes, cut to the goal and get the score.
And Chris had his eye on him the entire time.
Great eyes by CP3.
Already 4 assists for Chris Paul.
Paul, there's that pick and roll offense.
And Ralph, he's #1 in the league from that range.
Paul penetrates into the paint. Kick it out to Redick. Squares up for 3. Bingo!
Nice job by Redick.
Crawford hunting for 2 in a row. Not happening. Bledsoe with the push. Dumps it back to Tolliver. Bingo.
Now they hope that Tolliver could shoot it like that. Last year, 41%.
Made 102 of them.
Yeah, was a career best.
Crawford. Blocked from behind by Bledsoe.
We saw that a bunch.
Head to Green.
And that's how Phoenix loves to play. I mean, seriously, they get the ball, they want to score as quickly as possible.
Bledsoe to Len, full of stuff.
Well, the Phoenix Suns coaching staff telling us they're higher and higher on Len, and that
I would think so.
The day may come. Well, he will be their starting center this season.
Tolliver tries to bail him out and does with a 3-ball. Clippers trying for their 8th straight win. Ball from his spot.
That's the shot that Chris would not shoot early in the shot clock a year ago or 2 years ago, but now he is.
Save, but Paul gets it.
He's already got his eye on J.J. Redick.
Downloaded.
Oh,
slam dunk! He hit his eye somewhere. 51-45, Clippers by 6. Bledsoe, little ball fake, gets him to the hole.
There's that athletic prowess I was talking about. Sometimes Clippers called him mini LeBron.
They do the weave. Tolliver back to Bledsoe into the corner. Dragic for 3. Bingo.
Good ball movement, good execution by the Suns. Had the Clippers moving all over the place.
1 on the clock. Long 3 by Paul. Off the iron, land the rebound. Not a good possession by the Clippers.
And I don't think Blake was aware of the shot clock winding down.
Bledsoe to a hole to land for the tie.
And Bledsoe's been a factor. I mean, he has 8 points, but he has 9 assists in the first half.
Bledsoe.
He's had himself a half, almost a double-double in the first half.
Shot clock's down to 5 again. CP3 working on the big man. Griffin a long three ball, bingo! Blake Griffin. It's his 5th three of the year in 9 tries. There's a takeaway. Redick gets back defensively. Dragic misses and it gets tipped in. It's Barnes, Griffin, Jordan, Redick, and Paul out there for the Clippers. Same group that started the game. Redick back to CP3. Changes direction. Free pass to the basket and he gets fouled.
I remember Chris had 3 deep balls go in and out in the first half. One of them was a late shot clock attempt. So he hasn't had his usual production making shots, but I think determined in this third quarter to take over. It's their defense that has really set them apart. They've really been able to stymie the opposition, and that has not been the case tonight. Phoenix has shot at a good clip, scoring at a good clip.
And not just in the early offense. There's a basket, but won't go, but a foul can be called on Chris Paul. That's 3 on CP3. Paul back to Blake. Look at that ball zip around the court.
What a difference.
Bingo. 3 ball by Chris Paul.
Average age for professional basketball players is going to creep up from 6, what has been known to be for a long time, to maybe 9 or 10.
All right, thank you so much for your time. Ralph, back to you.
Blake Griffin will drive and score.
They have figured out how to score in the middle this quarter on Phoenix.
Paul will go to work. Weaves his way down the lane. 5 in the shot clock. 2 ball. Good. Hawes fakes the 3. Will shoot the 2. Spencer Hawes. And the lead is only 7. 9. Paul talking to Hawes. He'll be guarded now by Morris.
Wow.
Frees himself with a shot.
That was too easy.
You might want to rethink that defensive assignment. Bledsoe run off the 3-point line. Goes in close and gets fouled.
Feeling it.
That one won't fall. Bledsoe will go get it. He'll stop and shoot the 3 ball. Bingo. Eric Bledsoe. He has 21. Bledsoe dances to freedom.
He's a 1-man wrecking crew right now. He's sitting on 22 points, 12 assists, and 6 rebounds is Bledsoe.
Bledsoe against his mentor, Chris Paul. Morris right away 3 ball. Bingo.
That's Marcus Morris, and he is the better of the 2 brothers as far as outside shooting. 38% career shooter from out there.
Paul does his dance, the elbow, the jump shot, and the basket. Tie game.
Quiets the crowd or quiets the run a little bit. 18-5 it was by Phoenix.
Plumlee, his first field goal of the night. Timeout Los Angeles. Green, the land. Oh, he missed the easy shot.
Now Chris was up there bothering him, and then they fouled Chris Paul. That's free throws for Chris.
Green to the floor, to the baseline. Bledsoe for 3. Bingo.
What a game for him. I mean, what a ball game for Bledsoe.
He has 27 points, 14 assists, 9 rebounds.
You got to keep scoring.
Clippers by 1.
You can't just wither away the clock. You got to stay aggressive.
Ball around the screen.
Like that.
From his spot.
Like that. That's how you got to keep playing. You got to score to win.
Bledsoe backs off with 5. Steps into the 3 ball. No good. Rebound. Paul fights for it. Green gets it. Goes out of bounds. What's the call?
Well, Green went out of bounds with the ball.
112, 112. Paul.
2 screens. 2 screens.
He'll drive. He'll lay it. Get it blocked. Overtime. So we're going to go to an extra frame. Tucker's been very quiet. Comes to Morris. Guarded by Jordan.
Dragic has been quiet too.
Bledsoe in the paint. Tucker in the corner. Bingo. Bledsoe, the wraparound pass out to Morris for the lead. Bingo.
I told you, 3 out of 27 coming in.
You get a stop or you lose. Clippers have timeouts remaining.
Try not to let Dragic go left.
Shot clock is down to 6. Dragic over Hawes. Missed the shot. They get the rebound.
You got a foul.
Now you got a foul.
Oh, shot clock violation.
A shot clock violation. 121-18. The Suns in overtime. 2 to tie, 3 to give us the second overtime. 2.6 seconds to go now. Blake Griffin will turn. Shoot a 3 for the win. Bounce. They go. He got
got it! The Clippers win! It goes!
Can you believe it? The wildest finish in years.
Solomon Hill's got a matchup I think you can put in the post. J.J. Redick, terrific three-point shooter. But Solomon Hill is a guy that works very hard and can challenge some of those shots, but he's got to get down in the post with him to make J.J. Redick pay a little bit.
J.J. Redick has now hit a three-point shot in 27 consecutive games as Chris Paul is on the money. 9-8 Clippers early. They come in averaging 107 per game. That is third in the league. And another basket. Chris Copeland has 5 first quarter points.
Oh boy.
And now Redick is open.
They set a screen and Solomon went across the top of the screen and he just flared back.
And that's a Pacer turnover. Lob City and Griffin throws it down.
Yeah.
Copeland is in. He has replaced C.J. Miles and it's rebounded by Paul. Running ahead, Chris Paul, but Griffin.
Oh, but that was just because he was strong.
Did not play what would have been his rookie year in 09-10 with a season-long injury. Was the rookie of the year the next year and is a 4-time All-Star. And the Clippers up 3, 50-47. Indiana's bench outplayed the Clippers bench.
Oh, there's no doubt. I agree with that. That's without a doubt, too.
West thought he had Allen.
Well, he had Allen. The problem was the Clippers saw Allen, and Allen saw that the Clippers saw him and took his eye off the ball.
And DeAndre Jordan did not take his eye off the ball there.
No, but Redick said he wants 50-50-90. And 50-40-90, which Larry Bird has done, is really the standard. 50% from the field, 40% from the three-point line, 90% from the foul line.
Chris Paul uses that screen so well to come over, get the mismatch against David West, and he takes that jump shot, and he has 8. Here is Jordan, and that's why he leads the league in shooting at 74%.
But let me tell you, you should put, if you're Chris Paul, you put the napkin on your wrist because you can't, over your forearms, because you can't serve it up any better than that.
Yeah, Chris Paul, an insurance agent, you're right, he should be a waiter.
Yeah.
And Chris Paul, another jump shot, and Frank Vogel has to call a timeout. And Redick, another jump shot. He has 16.
Pretty efficient on the offensive end.
6.5 years in Orlando, a brief number of games in Milwaukee, and then his second year with the Clippers. Miles is back in. He had 16 first half points. And Barnes with a great shot, but an even better pass by Paul.
Unquestionable. Underhand on both sides.
Copeland in the corner for 3. It's short. Pacers have just 5 offensive rebounds, and running is Barnes, who lays it in.
That's been the challenge of the Pacers.
Last year's team, obviously the #1 seed, went to the Eastern Conference Finals, but he said everyone has to remember we're in the Eastern Conference.
The Los Angeles Clippers starters have scored 63 points. The Pacers starting 530. Off the bench, Farmar.
Did you see what Chris Paul did with the ball? He took a dribble, took another dribble, and then he swiped like he was going to take a dribble and didn't take it the way it looked like it should go normally, and then he threw the pass. That's why the Pacers weren't ready.
And Paul
you
hits
can't
it.
foul him on that. The old elbow, it was coming across pretty good. First of all, you cleared a little space for us.
You know, in the old days, I would have gone to the pass.
I know.
Not anymore.
I understand. No, I get it.
Two-man game. Paul, Griffin, now to Crawford. Here's a 3. And Jamal Crawford has 16. Now Crawford throws it up and in. 18 for Jamal Crawford.
That was, and he's absolutely right. He got pushed.
And a hard-fought effort by the Pacers tonight, but it comes up short as the Clippers beat the Pacers tonight 103-96.
We're underway in D.C. SGLA got the sweep. They won by 16 here in December and by 7 out west in January. Pierce takes the first shot and hits. That's a great sign.
Yes, it is.
For a number of reasons. One, you want to see him get going, and 2, you don't want to dig yourself a hole against this team. Tough shot, baseline, ripped it out. Pierce is there. Whiz up 4-2 early. Beal in the paint for the high floater, good. What a shot that was in Orlando off the pass by Andre Miller. We've been talking about that for hours on hours, and I know all the fans have too. Knocked away by Humphries. He saved the slam. Into the paint, Jordan, turn around, got it. It's going to be a tough cover all night. Look at Wall hounding Chris Paul. Los Angeles, one of the best teams in the league at passing that ball around. It's knocked out of bounds. That's blocked by Gortat. Wall down court. Cross court for Beal. Sets up for three.
Boy, John is always looking in transition for those runners.
Wall spins in the lane, lays it up and in. What a move. Pierce gets it. He's got Beal in the corner. Now he's got to whip it out to Wall with 3 to shoot. John for a long 3. How about that? Wall pulls up. Nothing but for John Wall. Give him 7 points. CP3 back in. Takes the jumper and hits. That's his first field goal of the game. He's 1 for 4. J.J. Redick, his 9th year from Duke, averaging 14 points a game. Beal takes a tough shot and rims it. Paul Pierce off the Washington bench. Fade away from Chris Paul, and the lead is 6. Oh, what a pass. Humphries is fouled and he scores. That was just a delicious pass from Wall.
Yeah, I mean, Wall, John continues to just gradually elevate his game. Look at this pass, anticipating that Humphries is going to continue to the basket, and that's why you have to continue running.
Here's Griffin, and he rimmed that out, but Clippers hustle after the rebound, and Chris Paul has it with a new 24. Now Barnes for 3. Good job by Beal, but he couldn't track it down. What a pass the other way.
Yes, it was. Again, knowing where everybody is at the right time. And Chris Paul, as he was getting that loose ball, he spun around and delivered a beautiful pass to DeAndre.
Griffin. He went down and turned it over. It's 2-on-2. Wall with Paul for Beal for a long 3. How about that? 7 to shoot. Now they're going to have to back up. Here's a screen by Griffin. Chris Paul's jumper, and that's why he is who he is. Wall down court through traffic. John working. Got hit. We'll see if they give him 2, and I think Michael Smith is saying on the pass. Wall will try a 3. Got it!
John's second 3.
Block at the other end. It'll be Clipper ball. That time, Pierce and company went straight up into the air.
Well, it was John that probably will get credit for the block.
What a play by Wall. I'm telling you, he is doing his best to stick with Chris Paul, and it's impressive to watch.
Well, yeah, he was ready for that crossover that time. Had his hand right there and knocked it off of Chris Paul's leg.
You don't think you're looking at 2 of the most intense competitors in the game? Chris Paul and John Wall going head-to-head. Would you say J.J. Redick is as good as anybody in the league at coming off the screen and hitting that shot?
He's got a very good stroke.
Griffin scores inside. So the first 4 points out of the half for L.A. Paul pulls up. Porter, or rather Pierce, nearly traveled, but he managed to keep his foot down. Griffin. Clippers have scored the first 6 points out of the gate. Barnes cut off by Wall, and they force a turnover. Wall for Beal. This is a 3.
Boy, they needed that.
Sure did. That's the 7th three-pointer of the game for Washington, the 3rd from Bradley Beal. Paul knocks it in, getting a big pick from Blake Griffin. Again, Wall forces a turnover on Chris Paul.
That's his 6th turnover in this game. Again, after fighting through the pick, there's that lob again. We've seen that time and time again. John pushing it up. Gortat pinning his man behind him and getting that lob pass.
Tough shot. Crawford wouldn't go. Looking for a foul. None called. Pierce down low for Humphries. Underneath Gortat for the jumper. How about that?
I think everybody touched the ball on that on that possession. Great movement to the side and in and out.
Wall, nice move, couldn't get it short off the glass. Nearly got the steal the other way. Paul ran over it. Wall's shot is short.
Didn't follow through on that. He felt the pressure. I guess that was Chris Paul coming after him. Just didn't follow through on that shot.
Now Paul left alone and hits a three. 13 points for Chris Paul with 7 rebounds and 6 assists. Whistle, that'll be a blocking foul on Wall. He's still upset, and a technical foul has been called by Michael Smith. And the Wizards hang on and get this win over the Clippers here tonight. Chris Paul blocked from behind. On the floor, Nene has it. He's leading the charge with Butler. Beal underneath.
Boy, nice delivery from Rasul Butler. That's not an easy pass when you have a defender that's going to try and guess where you're throwing it.
Wall knocks it away. He's called for the foul. It's been a battle with him and Chris Paul, but it's been a good one. Wall drives and hit the basket, and that's a turnover. It gives it right back to L.A. Ball around the screen from Griffin, left wide open, and he buries it. Alley-oop, Nene lays it in! A great pass from Wall, his 11th assist, and a crowd of 17,437 loving it here in Washington, as the Wizards will hang on for a 104-96 win.
Yeah, that's Frank Vogel. I know you have to game plan for Chris Paul.
There's a steal by Paul.
And Blake Griffin, but do you have to game plan for Redick?
One enough.
And his answer was yes, we do.
Paul at the foul line, got a bounce. There's a 3-ball by Chris Paul, bingo. Redick, catch, shoot for 2.
Great rhythm and great release, the right amount of arc. Good hands.
Chris Paul certainly has those.
This one's in.
Wide open for Redick. Bingo.
He doesn't miss those. Those are like layups.
Paul down low to Griffin. He'll turn, shoot, and score.
Great rim run by Blake. It's his first 2 points since the first quarter, and a beautiful pass by Chris Paul.
The hands of Chris Paul. Jordan against West. Broken up. Watson loses the ball back to Chris Paul. The ball with a couple of steals here. West to a tie. Doesn't get it. Griffin 2 hands the rebound, and here comes Chris Paul.
And he's telling his bigs to run with him.
Griffin catch, shoot.
Wide open. Wide open. That's a shot he used to pass up too.
Or at least pause on. And get out of the rhythm. Redick will catch, shoot, bingo. That'll breathe some life and energy into him. Paul gets it back. Griffin lays it in.
So that was Clipper basketball at its best.
The boy Allen challenges Jordan. Missed the shot. DJ the rebound. Paul to the elbow.
They're moving now. That timeout was timely by Doc.
Paul, he'll get fouled. Ray still cannot believe he's talking to Jerry Stafford about it, that the whistle didn't blow in that last play. Free throws coming for Chris Paul. Back to Griffin, little ball fake. Go to the hole, lay it in. Big time move by a big time player.
He's so decisive tonight.
Here he comes up with a steal. Ahead to Griffin. 8 seconds separate the shot in the game clock.
Here comes that double pick and roll with Davis and Griffin. And they just envelop Donald Sloan.
Paul.
I mean, there's just nowhere for him to go. And it ends up with Chris Paul on an Indiana big. That's a mismatch.
A little right-handed floater by Chris Paul falls gently through the nets to make it a 2-point game.
It's a one-handed jumper.
Open look for a 3. Hold on, how noted the 3-point shot. It was Allen again. Nobody getting a body on him. Paul all the way to the hole. He lays it in.
That looked like CP taking over.
Paul spins around the Griffin pick, loses balance. Inside to Jordan. He scores against fouls. Now he made that. West straight away. Missed the shot. Rebound Paul. He goes down. No whistle.
Got to get it across.
Gets it across with a second to spare. Ball through the paint. Rises.
He was taking that himself no matter what. You see how open Blake was? But he was mad from what he thought was a foul on the rebound. He said, I'm taking this shot.
Paul. Griffin. He's fouled.
Got hit in the face, too. Why not give him 30 again?
He gets hit in the face a lot. He looks at CP3, says, good going there, brother. 2-point Clipper lead. 2 seconds remaining. No timeouts remaining. West looking up court. Fires into the front court to C.J. Miles for the win. Oh. Yes, we can breathe again. Tonight, back at Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles, the Clippers continue their stretch of 4 games in 5 nights in 4 different time zones as they take on the Milwaukee Bucks. Paul working here against Knight. Finds Griffin, and he scores. Very nice. Great recognition from Chris Paul as they showed the big man on the pick and roll, and he found his big man, Blake Griffin, for an early score. This is Johnny O'Brien. This is his 3rd NBA game.
And he's thrilled out of his mind. 2nd round pick out of LSU. Got his first start the other night at Sacramento and said he was thrilled.
Bingo! Chris Paul thrills the crowd here. Knight on the fly. Loses the basketball to Paul. Ahead to Griffin.
Good pass by Barnes.
Reddick pass up a good shot for a great shot. Bingo!
Matt Barnes over the last 9 games has become the player he was.
Reddick for 3 more. Bingo! Shot clock's down to 7. Pachulia in the paint. Poked away by Len Davis.
A lot of turnovers for both teams.
Crawford for 3. Good look. Bingo. Love to have had that one with time running out last night.
The thing is, Crawford had the ball in his hands, and he was thinking 2 for 1. So Chris probably going to look to shoot this really quickly.
Go to the hole. Look off the defenders and score magnificently. What a basket.
Quick enough.
Man, oh man. 4 seconds separate the shot and the game clock.
And if the Clippers think that they're just the Bucks, who won 15 games all of last year and never won 2 games in a row all of last year, and they're going to cruise home tonight, they better start thinking something else, because these Bucks just won at Phoenix, they won at Sacramento, and they beat the Clippers a week ago.
Paul for 3. Bingo for Chris Paul.
But the Clipper defense is nowhere to be found. Bucks shot 57% against them last time, 54 here.
Jordan gets fouled. It'll fall and counts. DeAndre Jordan gets the bucket. The assist to Chris Paul. Down low to Middleton again. Gets the high bounce but saves it. Gets it back. Fires it. Barnes taps it nicely and deftly to Jordan. 45 seconds remaining. Paul runs into Middleton, goes to the hole and scores.
Well, maybe that's what he should do. Keep his dribble alive when they double him, and as he spins, just keep going.
I don't see any reason that Chris Paul shouldn't be averaging 20-plus points a ball game. Griffin slam dunk!
Did it start from the foul line again?
Well, the Clippers have been the best team in the NBA in the 3rd quarter. They want to be the best team in the game for 4 quarters.
They're going to try the same set again. Ball ends up in Blake's hand.
Well, there you see
3 times to Blake, 3 different results, although all of them buckets. A jump shot, a field goal, and a lob.
He can do this. Bingo! J.J. Redick's 4th 3-ball of the game. He has 18 points. They're like Chris Paul and Chris Paul?
Just a little bit.
He's open for 3. Bingo.
He has shot it so well from deep this year. I'm so happy for him.
His 3rd 3-ball of the night. 74-68. 6-point deficit still. Staring the Clippers at the face. They've made 8 out of 16 from distance. Clippers have it. Paul to Reddick for the lead. Bingo!
I mean, with any other guy, would you do that?
Davis down the lane. Finds Knight. Blocked from behind by Chris Paul.
Good pass.
Paul gets it back. Griffin. Paul for 3. Bingo!
Big time answer, and Blake's 8th assist.
Paul in the corner against Knight.
Here comes Blake.
He'll spin. He'll fire and get fouled and go to the line. With 1:20 to go, we're even at 102.
CP scored the last 7.
Dances to the hole. The layup won't go. He'll get his own rebound and get fouled.
Give the Bucks credit.
Oh, absolutely. He makes them both. 5 seconds remaining. Bucks need a miracle.
They need a three. They're taking too much time.
From the corner, it's an air ball taken by Paul at the buzzer. The Clippers win.
Happy holidays and welcome to the AT&T Center for Spurs basketball. Tonight on Fox Sports Southwest, the Spurs at 17-11 take on the Los Angeles Clippers, who enter at 19-8.
Tony Parker looks good so far, moving around left to right, side to side.
He played about 22 minutes against the Lakers, was his last out. Pull pass by Jordan. Here's Paul trying to stop Tony and draws the foul. Here's a good test right away for Tony Parker and that hamstring.
That's exactly right. I wanted to see how he'd react in the open court.
Spurs were led Saturday night by Marco Bellinelli's 21. Here's J.J. Redick. He was able to give Pop a little consolation after the Spurs went through that 2 years ago against Miami. Tony with a bucket.
Good looking shot there. And Tony moving exceptionally well. Like to see that. The rest has done a lot of good.
Chris Paul answers, and the Clippers tie it at 6 apiece, 9:47 on the clock first quarter. And Redick knocks down the three.
Timmy that time just pushed DeAndre Jordan out of bounds. Unfortunately for us, there was no rebound.
Parker muscles his way up, and Tony looks great in the early going here for the Spurs.
Really does. Outstanding penetration early.
Barnes knocked away. Redick. Chris Paul for three. When one's got it going, the others seem to feed off of it. 16-8 as the Clippers have hit 4 of 5 from three in the first 3.5 minutes of the ballgame. And there's Redick again with his 13th point.
Now we got to get a handle on J.J. Redick. He's very capable of putting up big games.
Parker knocks down another jumper for the Spurs.
Tony not only does he look fresh, but he's aggressive.
Paul finds DeAndre Jordan for two. And the Clippers are 67%, 8 of 12. The Spurs are 6 of 10 for 60%. Tony Parker on the inbounds, getting two.
Wow. He just looks mentally sharper, physically a lot better.
All the way over to Parker on the penetration. Marco Bellinelli. Rocket fire! So good to have so many people involved with the Spurs. They try to get back on the winning track tonight. Tony Parker, a high arching jumper, and the Spurs' 8-point lead is their largest of the night. Nice job by Corey to keep Paul getting through the basket.
Probably got away with a little bit of a push-off, too.
Parker. Oh, Tony, sneaky. Underneath the bucket, little turnaround jumper. Parker into splitter. Oh, Thiago flips it up and in.
I had no idea how wide open he was. Turn around there trying to flip it up to keep it away from the shot block because he had all night to shoot that ball.
Griffin over Duncan.
That's the part of the game that he's really gotten better at. Much improved shooting that ball from the perimeter.
Tony in the paint.
That's goaltending.
There you go. Make it 24 of 30. Parker with 4 seconds against Paul. Blocked and stolen by Chris Paul. Manu went for the steal. Griffin to Redick for three. Paul wants it back with Diaw guarding him. The floater.
Wow, this is all playground and trickster moves there.
And the Spurs, after leading it by 13, their largest lead, see it cut to 5, 8 straight the other way. Tony Parker answers. Huge half in the comeback game for Tony with 18 on 8 of 10 shooting.
But he's got to remain hyper aggressive while he's out there because his minutes are being managed. So get the most out of him while you can.
Griffin's missed. Parker possession now. To Diaw in the paint. Boris! What a soft croissant-like layup.
That's right.
Griffin. And now Paul got the three.
Chris Paul continues to show off his talent. Terrific score. That last move that he, besides the three-pointer, that last move, one-on-one against, I believe it was Boris Diaw on the perimeter, was something special.
Thiago, great catch by Splitter, and then his bounce pass to Tim.
So you come through with a great save, and again, we try to do too much with it.
Chris Paul answers the other way.
Just make the easy pass. Everybody's been guilty of that.
A bucket and one as the Clippers come right out of the huddle and exploit the Spurs defense. And Blake Griffin a chance three-point play. 5 on the shot clock for Tim. Rebound off to Chris Paul. Clippers trying to get to a single-digit game. Oh, way too easy.
Yeah, because
the timeout.
he got in front of the defense in transition.
Here's Parker, who's got 19 to lead the Spurs. Make that 21. Oh, that classic fake right, go left jumper of Tony Parker.
Oh, he saw J.J. Redick on him, pick and roll as Ginobili.
Trying to stay with Chris Paul. And Jordan gets the and one.
How in the world does he even catch that pass? Secondly, how does he get it up? And thirdly, how does he get it to drop?
3:45 here to go in the third. Griffin all the way to the bucket and it falls. Paul for three. Got it. 87-83. Chris Paul, he's hit 3 from long distance. Redick's hit 4. Tony Parker pulls up. Got it again! Tony Parker with 23 in his comeback game. He'd missed 8 of the last 9, including the last 5. Parker nails the 3. Oh, a huge bucket as Tony Parker, shooting 65% from 3 on the season, hits his only 3 of the night. What a pass from Paul to Griffin, and he gets the and one.
Tremendous court vision and awareness. Slung that ball over his shoulder to Blake Griffin, who's 3 or 4 feet away from the basket.
Paul, nearly got tripped up by the official. The runner is good.
And once again, Timmy doesn't want to commit to Chris Paul because if you do too early, he's just going to lob that ball to the middle of the paint, DeAndre Jordan, or Blake Griffin's going to throw that ball down.
Paul for 3, and he's fouled.
All he needs is a little bit of contact, and he's going to sell it.
Doc Rivers and Pop give a hug to each other. Great respect among these two fellas as the Spurs stop the 4-game losing streak.
On Christmas night in Southern California, we welcome you to Staples Center in Los Angeles for Game 2 of our Thursday night doubleheader matchup of 2 of the best teams in the NBA, the Golden State Warriors, the Los Angeles Clippers, as we extend happy holidays from all of us at TNT. And the Warriors had won 18 of their previous 19. Barnes with the steal. Curry and Green are back. Barnes lost the handle. Here comes Curry. Steph Curry with that gorgeous touch.
That's a horse shot right there. In transition, one leg at the free throw line. But getting back to that Laker win against Golden State, if there's any definition as Steph Curry in transition, 5 quick points for Golden State.
Shot clock down to 3. What a move by Curry. Spates with the bucket.
Oh, no, he didn't. Steph Curry with the split on the double team. Nice drop down assist to Maurice Spates.
And Paul draws the foul. 1 for 11 shooting to this point by the Clippers. Hogan out with a bone condition in his right knee. Paul not able to hit. Paul with the recovery and scores. Spates. The tip missed, but Green able to retrieve. Here's Curry. Yes. And again, you saw that quick release makes the catch, and it's gone. And picks up the 2-pointer.
He was trying to get both feet from behind that 3-point line.
Chris Paul, only his second field goal now, 2 for 7. He has 8 points. Here is Griffin. And there is the face-up jumper. Down to a minute left in this first half and a 6-point Golden State lead. Block shot. Jordan with the rejection of Spates. Redick for 3. Livingston trying to back in. Shooting over Paul. Paul with the rebound. Trying to go behind his back. And a foul on Livingston, a blocking foul. Hey! The lob intended for Jordan. Here's Curry with the lead, and Thompson puts it down.
Well, not only do they get the stop and steal, but how about Klay Thompson recognizing that he had a step on Matt Barnes to get that outlet from Stephen Curry.
Curry. Thompson from the angle. Yes. Klay Thompson from downtown. Got off to a slow start, but he has really come on. 14 points now, 6 for 12.
Well, to have a guy like Spates on your team to stretch out that big center as J.J. Redick. This is back-to-back threes here for the Clippers.
A little different tone here at the start of the third quarter from what we saw earlier. Oh, Curry on the drive. That counts. It's a goaltend. Griffin with some room. Barnes with the rebound. Green for 3. Draymond Green. Nice play by Paul to broke it up. 3-on-1. Paul to Jordan. DeAndre Jordan with the reverse stuff.
And the Clippers are giving the Warriors a taste of their own medicine.
Iguodala from downtown. Back tap by Jordan. Doc Rivers saying we get a lot of back taps. Oh, Paul, yes, and the foul. What a move by Chris Paul.
And we saw Steph Curry in the first half put Chris Paul on skates. Well, whatever you can do, my friend, I can do better. And just put Steph Curry in the spin cycle right there with the finish and one.
Paul head on a switch by Lee and now fires. Yes. It's a different Clipper team here in the third quarter. And the Warriors will talk it over. We don't want to see a Quincy AC situation as we saw earlier as Curry knocks it down. There's Curry.
Might have gotten away with a
Yes,
travel.
I believe he might have, and was able to get it to Lee, and Lee is fouled. So Lee will go to the line, fouled in the act. Redick called on the personal, 13 points, 9 rebounds, plus 5 assists for Griffin. In fact, Griffin, who had 11 assists the other night, leads the Clippers in assists here tonight. Nice recovery by Lee. David Lee. Oh, beautiful pass. Curry for Lee.
Well, quiet as kept. We talked about the struggles offensively for Curry. He's 5 of 7 from the field with 12 points, but he's slowly working on a triple-double. 7 rebounds to go along with 7 assists.
Nice move by Paul. Chris Paul with 1/10 of a second remaining in this third quarter.
Don't mess around with him like that, CP3.
18 points for Chris Paul, 8 of the 18 in the third quarter. Farmar. Back comes Curry. Off the turn is fouled by Farmar. There might be similar thoughts coming from the coaching staff after this one here tonight. And then Saturday night as Paul knocks it down, Warriors are back home for Minnesota, and that's the first of a 6-game homestand. They'll play 7 of their next 8 in the Bay Area. This is a Golden State team that shoots 48%. Chris Paul again. Golden State leads the NBA in shooting. Tonight they're down now to 43%. The Clippers defeating the Warriors 100-86.
It's time for the Clippers to usher in 2015, and with a happy New Year's wish to one and all, they greet the once mighty 76ers. Griffin will go to work, back in, brings it out to Paul. He'll step into the 3-ball, bingo!
Did you see Blake make that pass? And he turned and ran down the court, Ralph. He never even turned to look over his shoulder to see if the shot was going in.
The lob, the jam, wow!
So he's got to develop Carter Williams and Nerlens Noel and Joel Embiid without any leadership, without any help. He's got to motivate the guys to win games.
Noel.
He really doesn't have an offensive game, but
when he makes a basket, it'll be the first Noel.
That's right.
Paul lets it fly and knocks it down.
And the hardest thing about playing a team like this, you got to approach it like, not like they're 50 and 20.
Redick, catch, shoot, score.
Roden scored 20 or more in 3 of the last 4 off the bench.
Bingo! 3-ball by J.J. Redick, who's showing no signs of cooling down. So Not only is it tough to know all these guys, Coach Brown substitutes a lot.
I mean, it is an 82-game tryout, basically, for a lot of these guys.
Bingo! Chris Paul's second three ball of the game. He has 8 points. Grant to Thomas. They just can't shoot the basketball.
It's a really important skill to have if you're a basketball team.
Crawford for three. Bingo!
And the Clippers
can't.
Yeah, knocked down their 5th three of the quarter.
Wow.
Now, they had missed their previous 5 shots, so that one feels good for them.
Jump shot knocked down by J.J. Redick. 50-40. Pass ahead broken up by DeAndre Jordan. Ahead to Barnes. He'll go all the way to the basket. Lay it up. Lay it in.
That's such a good runner.
Griffin, long shot won't go. Back tap, but it's chased down. And Paul goes to get it.
Well, they thought
new clock. The love. The jam. Spectacular pass from Paul. Great stretch and finish by DeAndre Jordan. Here comes Paul again. He'll shoot the three ball. Bingo! The Clippers on fire from deep. Paul dribbling away some time in the clock. Shot clock's down to 5. Against Noel. Go to the hole, put it up, put it in, go to the line. 15 for Chris Paul, bouncing back from his 5-point game against the Knicks. The only time all season long he'd been under 10.
Yeah, you just knew that 2 for 11 game against the Knicks was an aberration. Just would not last.
Paul will penetrate and kick to Redick for a remedying three ball.
Just a
bingo.
Big mistake there by Philly. Try and double team Chris Paul in the backcourt and give him a free run to the rim.
Paul again is against Noel. Steps back, shoots over the kid, and flushes it.
So comfortable shooting over a taller player because he's had to do it for so long that he knows exactly how much space to create to get that jump shot off.
Paul into the paint. Kick to Barnes for three. Bingo! Matt Barnes.
Tonight he's got 9 on the glass.
He averaged almost 16 rebounds. There's a steal by CP3 from Thomas. He'll go all the way to the hole, elude the defender, but get fouled and could not quite finish off the shot because of the foul on Malcolm Thomas. Thomas out of San Diego State, where he teamed up with a fellow named Kawhi Leonard. Redick, little ball fake, shoots the 2, knocks it down. Griffin thinking about it.
Mike hasn't had a lot of looks. He had those 7 or 8 early points in the first quarter. He's only had 5 since.
Griffin, monster right-hand slam. Not getting nearly as many slam dunks as in previous years. He has a couple of them here tonight. 83-71, Clippers by a dozen. That doesn't count the defensive mistakes because they've made some of those.
Yeah, true.
They've not done the job against Philly here, letting Philly have 71 points at this point.
Well, Chris, they had started to close the gap a bit in the third quarter, then suddenly it turned on a dime. How did you guys ultimately pull away?
Yeah, Doc got on us there. We came out to start the third quarter. We weren't active. They started off, I think, with a jump shot and a 3. Cut it to like 4, and then we just turned it up a notch.
Well-rounded game from you tonight, 24, 12, and 8. Was it just a matter of you coming out aggressive?
Yeah, just tried to come out aggressive. Finally saw the ball go through the hole a few times, and guys made shots, and good win for us.
All right, congrats on the win, Chris. Thank you.
Tonight from Staples Center, it's a home game for the Clippers as they take on the other NBA team that typically calls Staples Center home, the Los Angeles Lakers.
They don't want Kobe chasing J.J. Redick with all his movement. So they're going to put him on Barnes and let Ellington try and track Redick and create the Duke, North Carolina rivalry.
Down, go to the hole, put it up, put it in.
He's played so well against the Lakers over the course of his career. Last year it was like 25 points and 10 boards and 5 assists, and the aforementioned 39 earlier.
Back to CP3. 3 at the elbow.
See, there's mismatches all over the place, just based on Blake bringing the ball up the floor. That's a good way to start.
Ball from the left elbow. Throw it from the right earlier.
That's too easy.
Griffin back to Paul.
Where the Clippers ball is moved, and their attack looks really good. Now, the Laker defense is not the best in the league, although they've defended better of late.
Good low post position by Griffin to the jam in Davis's face.
So much for Blake's not matching up to last year's dunk totals or not having the elevation or the lift. He gave a little reminder right there.
21-13, Clippers on top. Lane goes down. Paul says, okay. Shoots the 3. Bingo.
Chris says, I'm shooting better out here than I ever have. 40%. Why not take an open 3?
Loser misses. Jordan rebound. DeAndre's 5th of the ball game. Down low to Hawes, left-handed hook to the beauty.
And much better. The body protected the shot. He didn't go in there with just a ball, like you said, where he showed it to the defender.
Griffin swings it to Paul. Back to Blake. Oh, slammed up.
That, again, is working because Blake's bringing the ball up. So whether it's happening by design or it's just happening naturally as a course of this game, Blake bringing the ball up has got the Lakers confused. He hands to Chris. They go right into action, and the Lakers are a step behind every one of those exchanges.
Paul for 3. Bingo. Chris Paul's second 3 of the game. Ball deflected again. Active hands for the Clippers. Paul against Lynn. Inside to DeAndre, knocked away. Paul gets it back. DJ, easy stuff.
And Chris says to DJ, my bad on the first one. I didn't throw it high enough.
Paul, don't honor that shot. Bingo. I mean, Kobe, just look at him. Paul has it around the screen by Griffin. He's open, wide open. 17 for Chris Paul. Marvelous opening half.
Yeah, he's 7 for 9. Blake 5 for 7. Barnes 4 for 5.
Paul goes to work. Into the paint. Got fouled, but no whistle.
And again, well read. He was waiting for the defense to come off one of his bigs. He had Griffin on the left, Jordan on the right.
Bryant let it fly for 3. Rebound, Blake Griffin for the Clippers. His 5th of the game. Paul. Go to the line. Foul again. Paul against Ellington. Down the lane to Griffin. Slammed up.
Are they discovering the middle of the floor?
And the Lakers haven't. A 10-0 run for the Clippers. Only 2 points in the quarter in the second half for the Lakers. Redick. Good job closing out on him, but not on him. Barnes, bingo. His 5th of the ball game.
I honestly think that's where Matt should practice. He should wear out both corners.
Well, Barnes a 9, Bryant the ball.
Wow.
Beautifully.
Kobe couldn't even get it. Now they're down to 5. He's got it here 25 feet away.
He'll rise to the 3 ball. It won't be close. Fans taunt him. Paul brings the ball ahead. Down the middle. A kick to cutting Matt Barnes. That's his first basket. It wasn't a 3 ball. Young misses. Sacre rebounds.
Ball's tipped away.
Turnover.
And he's got DJ running 2.
Paul, Redick for 2. On the wing to Chris Paul. He'll shoot the 3. Bingo. Chris Paul having quite a game. That's their 4-3 ball of the night.
Yep.
After a rousing win over the Lakers Wednesday night, the Clippers return to Staples Center this afternoon for a matinee with the Mavs. Rondo on the push. It's 11th game. They've won 7 and lost 3. The very same percentage they had before he joined the ball club from Boston. So they're clearly a better team.
Oh, yeah, for sure. 2 of those losses are at home, too. Like Atlanta and Detroit, the 2 hottest teams in the East.
They skip it to Barnes for 3. Bingo! Boy, has he been on a tear.
Yeah.
That's 17 of his last 34. Paul finds Redick in the corner for 3. Bingo!
What a pass. I mean, that pass traversed through 3 different sets of eyes to get there.
Paul working, keeps it alive, goes to Blake, the foul line, passes it up, steps back, fires it, scores it. His first points of the ball game. Suddenly, 6 in a row with the Clippers, and they lead it 24-18. And angry, Rick Carlisle takes a 20-second timeout. 40 seconds to go. Crawford double clutches, trying to draw a foul. Didn't get the foul. Does get the hoop. Clippers back up by 6.
What a welcome sight.
Barea into the corner, Villanueva.
He's not shy, is he?
Definitely willing.
Look, Blake's got a little one.
He's against Ellis. Go up and score it. Well, that's a good job by the Clippers finding the mismatch. Barea goes down. Paul for 3. Bingo!
Barea might get a flopping warning.
Levitsky is back. DeAndre Jordan has his 9th rebound. Paul on the fly.
And that's that be aggressive, that offensive mindset we saw Chris employ last ball game.
Paul. Watch here, the Clippers all of a sudden are humming again.
Well, this group can play.
Yeah, there's no
they can play together. They can play with any group in the league.
Paul to the defenders, to the hole. Barnes, put it up, put it in.
Great call. The way Doc celebrated it worked out just like he designed it. Now, don't relax here.
Paul down the lane. The kick out to JJ for three. Bingo!
This is the start they needed.
You could see it coming. Well, they've been perfect so far in the first 2 minutes of the second half. Still perfect.
What is that, 19-3 over 2 halves now? That's a big lead against a very good Dallas team that's won 9 of their last 12.
Paul creates space. Griffin fires, scores, gets fouled.
And honestly, that's why Blake doesn't dunk as much. Like when he goes in like that and gathers his feet, they attack him.
Parsons puts it on the floor. The kick to Rondo for three.
Now I know you're feeling okay.
Paul brings the ball ahead. He's outside the three-point line. The first half was good. The second half is picture perfect.
Well, I mean, the plus-minus for these starters is like off the charts.
Ball goes back to Blake. He's open again. He fires again. He scores again.
8 in a row if you don't count the technical by CP. I mean, they don't have an answer for him this quarter.
Paul fires. Bingo!
I wonder who's going to call timeout if Carlisle's gone.
Back to Ellis. Dance to freedom, missed the shot, rebound. Oh, what a great job by Paul taking away from the bigger, stronger Smith. Paul, the lob, the jam.
And he thought
do this to get it right.
He thought twice, should I throw this one as hard? He said to me at halftime, the first dunk I missed, Mike? I said, yeah. He said, tried to throw it too hard.
The fans will stand at Staples Center, as well they should. Clippers shoot 52% against the defensive-minded Dallas Mavericks. Score 120 points against them. Hold them to 44% shooting. Make 13 free balls with just those 10 turnovers. Really now 11. They concede that one, and the Mavericks will have 1.2 seconds to bring this thing to a finish.
Our second game and a beautiful night in Portland, Oregon. The Motor Center sold out. Home of the Blazers. One of the best in the NBA as the Blazers host the Los Angeles Clippers before another sellout crowd. Nice patient move from Chris Kaman for the first bucket. Look at Jordan running the floor and throws it down. DeAndre Jordan at 6'11", leading the break. Paul looking, fires Griffin wide open on the elbow. And we've seen an improved jump shot from Blake Griffin this year, a 6-0 run. But his playmaking ability has really been on display.
Exceptional passing. Pick and roll situation. You're talking about big-to-big passes, the great lob passing and plays he makes for DeAndre Jordan, just stellar.
There is no hesitation there from Griffin. And Blake Griffin with 4 points. Look at some of the young two guards now. Aldridge gets away, layup too strong. Jordan the rebound, here comes Paul. You got Klay Thompson, you got Jimmy Butler, you've got Matthews. These guys so good at both ends of the floor as Paul knocks down that shot, and a timeout's going to be called.
And talking about that Portland bench, they improved their bench. When you can go off your bench and bring in a Chris Kaman, who's a legitimate starting 5 in this league, and then go get a Steve Blake who can play the 1 or the 2, and is as true a professional as there is in basketball, you upgrade.
Blake Griffin picking his spots from the perimeter. That's his 3rd jump shot.
Too much of a demand put on Chris Paul to defend the opposing team's best perimeter guy at the 1 or the 2. It takes its toll.
Excuse me, Mark Kaman blocked by Hawes. Well, they upgraded it today by signing Dante Jones to a 10-day contract. Jones, an excellent defensive player. Paul gets knocked down and hits the jumper. 5 to shoot. Crawford puts it in. Jamal Crawford, his 6th field goal already. 15 points. Aldridge is the leading scorer in the game with 16. This fires that one. 5-point Clipper lead. Paul sets and connects. Griffin. His jump shot looks good tonight. He's got 4 field goals, all 4 from mid-range. Redick is open for 3. Some ghastly three-point attempts in the last minute. Paul takes it away from Batum. He's got a 2-on-1. Paul to Barnes. Back to Paul to Jordan for the slam. Lillard, wild shot. Try to put a little English on it.
They got him off balance right now, out of rhythm. That time I thought with J.J. Redick on him, slow it down and space the floor and then attack.
Paul hits a 3.
measured up Kamen, who didn't want to come out and guard him, and the lead goes up to 7 very quickly. Back to a 2-point make. A 4-point came quickly as Griffin throws it down. A few years ago, might not have been the right fit.
And I like that he's honest. He said, hey, it could have been my fault. He knows.
Chris Paul first thought he got bumped, then hits the shot, then stares down at Ed Malloy. Lillard for 3. It's good. Damian Lillard coming alive. Here's Jordan down the other end and throws it down. Jordan is now 8 for 8 from the field. Paul finds Griffin. The open look. It's good. LA Clippers come into Portland. Most home wins in the league and defeat the Blazers here at the Motor Center. Their best road win of the season. Chris Paul magnificent in the 4th quarter as the Clippers win it 100-94. A rare home loss for Portland.
Exactly 1 week from today, it's the Super Bowl in nearby Glendale. But on this Sunday, the hottest ticket in town is at U.S. Airways Center in downtown Phoenix, where there is a lot of buzz. And in this early tip, revenge is definitely in the air as the Phoenix Suns collide with yet another elite team from the Western Conference, the Los Angeles Clippers. Bledsoe, who had his first career triple-double in the second meeting against his former team, including a career-high 16 assists and a quick rebuttal by Griffin. Oh, what a sneaky pass by Paul. DeAndre Jordan, the beneficiary. Paul lets it fly. Nothing but net. Averaging 17.3. And there is Blake Griffin, who makes it look easy. He has so improved that outside shot. Chris Paul with the teardrop. Bledsoe now with Jamal Crawford. Fires away from the arc. And hit the 3. Suns 0 for 4.
Some open looks for the Suns, just not dropping.
And they got it to a wide open Griffin. And he's going to knock that down these days.
Yeah, it's tough to allow that pass. You get down in the lane like that and drill it right back up to the top of the key.
Little back bounce pass to Griffin. Taps himself on the chest and says, way to go, young man, to himself. Stolen by Dragic! Followed by Green, no. Oh, that would have brought the house down. Back the other way. Paul steps into the 3 ball. Coming up on 3 minutes remaining in the first. Behind the back ball, quick release. Griffin, and he rattles it in. Off the curl, it's Redick. Nice fake on Dragic for 3. That's as pretty as it gets. Clippers by 3. Dragic, no. Hold the string on it.
Yeah, the Suns have had some good looks at the 3-point line, and some they haven't been able to convert.
Paul converts, and that's a 3 ball. Marcus with the ball fake on Griffin. Everybody just standing around. It bounced over to Dragic, and then soaring in, sweeping in was Jordan, and he's got his 9th board. On DeAndre Jordan averaging 13.4, leading the league in rebounding. Chris Paul. Ball nearly swiped by Plumlee. 5 on the shot clock. Oh, Plumlee got a piece of it, ripped away by Griffin, and with time running out, got it off. 3 Suns are there, finally plucked by Plumlee.
Great block by Plumlee from behind.
He's really been playing well coming off the bench. No Brandon Wright tonight. He's got a sore foot, so Plumlee in there. And when Plumlee's been called upon, even with Brandon Wright coming aboard here, Plumlee has risen to the occasion. Here's Paul over to Pause for 3. Now, how does that happen? He comes off the bench, completely cold, and bombs away. 10-point lead, matching the Clippers' biggest. And there he is again. That's a 3 for Spencer Hawes.
They've just taken out players out of the middle. They've spread in the floor.
2 seconds, 1, Redick. Oh, and he got the roll. Reminiscent of, I don't really want to get into it.
You know,
have to be more alert.
Well, that's basic one-on-one, and I think it's sometimes in the NBA, and what a tough shot, Chris Paul.
It leads to that, the block by Jordan.
And Dragic tried to avoid it on the one side.
Look at Paul with the head fake, the ball fake, twisting it up, and he got fouled. Tucker wide open from three. The angle three wouldn't go for PJ, and his struggles continue. 1 for 8 from the field.
Yeah, the Suns have had some good shots at that arc.
And Paul, who just makes it look like a layup. Clippers doing a great job. Here's Griffin from way out there. A deep two. 109-94. Now a steal by Paul. And they're on the transition. The breakaway there by Redick. And the foul as he winds up in photographer's row. And that'll do it. So the Clippers make it 3 for 3 over the Suns in the season series, with the finale in Phoenix on the last game of the regular season, April the 14th.
Few players in the NBA impact a game like Pelicans All-Star Anthony Davis. So when he went down awkwardly in the third quarter Wednesday night, there was a collective sigh, hoping he wasn't seriously injured. He returned to the fourth quarter, and he was determined to help the Pelicans get back in the game. AD won't be able to go tonight, so even more of a challenge against the Clippers and point guard Chris Paul, who will always hold a special place in New Orleans basketball history. He still has the franchise record in steals and assists. It's CP3 and Blake Griffin as the Clips are in town taking on the Pelicans. As David mentioned, 107 a game, fourth best. They'll let you score. They're in the middle of the pack that way. J.J. Redick.
Tough proposition. Coming off back spasm, knocked down his first 2 shots from the exact same place.
Redick will get a layup on a simple handoff, and that's what you can't give up. 13. Yep, that's 5th fewest in the league for the Pels, 2nd fewest as it goes back inside. So a little jumper for Chris Paul. So Oklahoma City, that should be enough. Come on down with everything else. CP3 filling it up from beyond the arc. And off to CP3 for the final shot for the Clippers. Which screens he'll take. He'll take the DeAndre Jordan. He'll get a layup out of it. 3.2. So a disappointing finish to a very, very good first half. The Pelicans trying to expand their biggest lead of the game. It's taken away, though. It'll be points off a turnover. They doubled and took it away. Chris Paul.
That's what he can do.
Yeah, he's always among the league leaders in steals. Gordon trying to bail him out. And Ryan Anderson kept it alive, but Barnes will come up with a deflection. Redick.
Bad possession. Two bad possessions in a row, and now they don't get matched up and give up a 3.
Timeout.
Yeah.
9-point lead, biggest of the game for the Pelicans. So it got down to 3, 6 straight out of the timeout, and Griffin will fill it up. Chris Paul. Somebody help. It'll go for Chris Paul. Once he starts dancing, it gets serious as far as he's concerned.
This is their best ball movement of the game right here.
Will it pay off? Chris Paul, foul line.
It looks like it will.
Yep, he had Ryan Anderson backpedaling just a bit. It'll be Chris Paul back-to-back on the runner. So Chris Paul with the bucket. He's got 16 with 6 assists and 7 boards, and it is down to 9. Pondexter tried to reverse it, and tapped over to Jordan by Jensen. Paul again. And he's waiting for DeAndre Jordan. Doesn't bother him, though, does it? So Chris Paul has anchored this run all by himself, hasn't he? 7-0 Clippers. So Chris Paul waiting for DeAndre Jordan. Not really. And he's got 10 of their last 12 to make it a 1-point game. It'll be Tyreke Evans. And taken away by Paul. Can't put it down. It'll be Redick for 3. Long. And it'll be DeAndre Jordan sagging it. What a break for the Clippers. Loose with the ball. And will they get a deuce? Chris Paul. 104-100. Evans gets inside. Didn't get the rim. And Jordan taps it away. 25 seconds and counting. It'll be Crawford leaping into the triple. Not a shot. It'll be Crawford. Rebound. Back tap. Right to Quincy Pondexter. Bring it back out. He will. It's all over. Pelicans upset the Clippers.
Wow. After a pulsating win on Saturday night, the Mavericks are home again tonight. At American Airlines Center on Star Wars night, the Mavs play the Los Angeles Clippers. Dallas a game and a half ahead of them in the standings. Redick, and he hits a 3.
To find him.
I think Monte might have taken one in a bad area there, trying to get through that pitch.
DeAndre Jordan deep inside against Dirk.
That's just taking a basket that time by Jordan.
Out of the timeout, thunderous dunk. Thrown down by DeAndre Jordan.
His defense and effort really came to the forefront.
Chris Paul with a drive and a foul call to the paint on the Mavs, and another trip to the free throw line. Richard Jefferson has subbed in. And you're probably getting some lineups that have not spent much time together out of the floor with a Berea, Harris, Jefferson, Villanueva, Parsons quintet right now. Paul goes back to him. Outside to Barnes. For three, Matt Barnes.
All set up by Chris Paul getting inside and receiving the pass from Crawford.
Chris Paul on the paint. And the presence of the lack of presence of Tyson Chandler certainly being felt right now. And now here's Crawford looking to drive late shot clock. A wild scoop shot. Jordan finds a pocket in the middle of the defense. Kept it alive. Chris Paul swings it to Turkoglu, and he hits the three-pointer, barely making the net move on that. Paul glances at the shot clock. Got around Harris. Turkoglu in the corner. And that is two made from deep for the 35-year-old in the league since 2000. Smith digs out an offensive rebound. Wildly throws it back up after Felton had missed the initial attempt.
He should have kicked that one back out.
Yep. Chris Paul with shot. Clippers lead by 8. They've gone on a run here of 10 straight points. And then Paul leans in on Villanueva and pokes it away. And Chris Paul shovels up ahead to Rivers. 12-0 run. As Parsons gets into the lane and misses the shot off the glass. The Clippers are without Blake Griffin tonight, without him for the next 3 weeks at least. He'll be reevaluated then after he had surgery today because of a staph infection in his right elbow. As Redick makes a three, out of a timeout, well done, well executed play.
I was just going to say the same thing. The Mavericks are really good in that area, so are the Clippers.
But you look at those numbers, Harp. I mean, Kobe and Dwayne Wade and Paul Pierce and all those guys in those late game situations over the course of their career. Shooting 28, 27, 25%.
Right.
Even Dirk, who we think of as a great clutch player, shooting 37%, and that's one of the best shooting percentages in that particular situation. Over the last 9 games going into tonight, Parsons 51% from the three-point line. Redick, tough.
That looks soft.
Amble toward the last minute of the half. The Clippers have an 11-point lead on the Hawes reverse, with a foul called on the Mavs as well. Pull up at the free throw line. Chris Paul on the night.
Oh, he's good.
Already has 11 first-half assists and now 10 first-half points.
And the Mavericks just gave up a cardinal sin layup.
Chris Paul initiates 11 first-half assists. He'll get it back. He'll heave a three. Chris Paul. 39% on threes this season. Villanueva went in for George at the timeout. Charlie B switched on to Chris Paul. Stare down jump shot is good for CP3.
He does that as well as anybody. Stare you down and shoot you right over the top.
Jefferson way off on a three. Chris Paul, a long pass to Redick, who leaked out and scores. All into the paint. Outside to Turkoglu, made 2 first-half threes, and banks one home. The night is over, and the game is over, with the Clippers beating the Mavs 115-98.
So Chris Paul controls as we get started. Pulls up for the jumper. Yes.
With no Blake Griffin in the lineup, funny, Doc Rivers telling us we're going to see a lot of floppy action, which is single-double for J.J. Redick, but a lot of screen and rolls for Chris Paul to try to get him off early as well.
And Tim Duncan hitting on his first shot. A lot of Spurs fans in this sellout crowd.
We were playing in San Antonio or something. J.J. Redick knocks down his first shot of the evening.
Parker trying to work off the screen. Kawhi Leonard fires from downtown. Leonard nearly took it away from Paul. Paul shoots for three. Yes. And Chris Paul is opened up by hitting out his first 2 shots.
And we talked about with no Blake Griffin. To me, Chris Paul is going to have to be more aggressive at the offensive end.
Parker able to get into the paint. That bet on a switch. He's double teamed. Finds Duncan wide open. And he hits.
How about the vision by Tony Parker?
Nice spin by Parker. Duncan again with space. And takes advantage from downtown.
How about this? Tony Parker looking like Steve Nash as he's patrolling the paint area.
3 minutes gone by. We're at Staples in Los Angeles. Tony Parker. Spurs have hit 5 of 6 from the field. Leonard played by Barnes. Leonard's been off the last couple of games.
And what did Greg Popovich tell us? For us to go to the next level, he's going to have to find his rhythm quickly in these last 30 ball games.
That will not count. Chris Paul was looking for the continuation. Now the officials will discuss it. And apparently they changed their mind.
Well, did he put the ball back down? There's the foul right there. Oh, I don't know if that should have counted as one. It looked like he had one extra dribble.
The defense here by the Clippers. Leonard lost it. 2-on-1. Paul behind the back. Redick pulls it up and scores.
I'm not quite sure I understood how J.J. Redick stopped on a dime to get that shot off.
Parker with the teardrop. He thought he was fouled. Here's Redick ahead of the field and lays it home. Greg Popovich has not been pleased with a couple of the calls or lack of calls at this point. As Parker is able to knock down a three. Parker with the jumper.
That's okay. I like it. I like his aggressive nature. You see how he probed the defense right there? Got the switch he wanted with Haas. He may have missed the shot, but those are glimpses of the old Tony Parker.
Paul got it on the hop to Jordan. How about Chris Paul? He is shooting well. He has 8 points. That was assist number 4. Here's Duncan from deep again. Tim Duncan. Splitter was wide open, and Parker picks up the assist. Big Baby Davis, who just checked in. They swing it. Paul on the hop. Sets it up, and DeAndre Jordan with his specialty as he lays it home. He's shooting, what, 72%?
73% from the field. You would think, put him on the line.
Shot clock to 5. There's Parker wide open. 4-3. Yes. Tony Parker from downtown. Here is Oz showing us the hook shot, his second field goal.
And that's Chris Paul's 7th assist here in this first half.
You know, a fairly consistent basis during the course of his career. Not that he do 50 that frequently, but he was capable in a smaller league. Wide open shot for Crawford, which has Greg Popovich very upset.
He's upset with Danny Green. That's Danny Green's man. And when you allow a three-point shooter like Jamal Crawford to get an uncontested look at the rim as Bellinelli answers the bell at the other end.
Coming up on 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Nice move by Parker. Tony Parker showing us some pretty good moves here in the first half. 5 of 9, 11 points, 6 assists for Parker.
What a move.
Beautifully done. Tony Parker once again able to get into the paint. Parker trying to use the pick from Duncan. Was able to get out, but Parker on a split through, and he was fouled. What a beautiful move off the handle by Tony Parker. Parker with 15 points, 11 coming here in the quarter. Pause on the assist from Paul. Game that has been close from the start. Biggest lead, margin of 6 for San Antonio. Duncan with the stuff, a facial with DeAndre Jordan back on the floor. Duncan went right at him, and that leads to a Clipper timeout.
Well, I would love to see how Doc is going to push the pace when they intentionally foul DeAndre Jordan.
Chris Paul. He is now 4 of 8, 11 points, 9 assists. Parker getting into the lane to set it up for Baines. And we are seeing a rejuvenated Tony Parker here tonight. Nice pass. Parker sets it up for Baines, and Aaron Baines, solid game, 6 of 9, 12 points. Parker and draws the foul. It is on Hawes. Paul on the drive. Able to slip past 3 Spurs. Parker with the jumper. Yes.
Vintage. Now this is vintage Spurs offense.
Paul quickly to the front court. Paul on a fade. Yes. Greg Popovich and the Spurs are well aware that only one team, the 1995 Houston Rockets, have been able to win a championship from the bottom half of the playoff bracket.
Well, this is a different type of Western Conference because a game or two, you can move up to number 3 as Chris Paul knocks down his second 3 of the evening. So I think that's what Greg Popovich is thinking. Can we go on a roll here to try to get up to that 3rd spot?
Beautiful play. Parker was in trouble, got it to Duncan. It counts, and the foul. Duncan will head back to the foul line. And the Spurs with only one team foul. Here's Crawford. Oh, little Reggie-like kick back there. He tried to draw a foul. Ginobili looking to shake off Redick. Bad pass. Here comes Paul. 3-on-1 for the Clippers. Jordan with the stuff. DeAndre Jordan soaring to put it down. Tried to do that in the first half. Could not.
Click, click, Marco. Welcome to your Kodak moment, my friend.
There's Crawford for 3. He went glass. Not his intention, but he'll take it.
DeAndre Jordan is just putting on a show here to close out this 3rd quarter.
Marv Albert, Reggie Miller, Rebecca Harlow. We're at Staples Center in Los Angeles. Driving hook by Davis. Clippers outscored the Spurs 38-33 in the 3rd quarter. Both teams over 50% shooting, and Barnes able to take it off the stuff. Clippers up by 4.
Be careful with Danny Green here.
Duncan over Hawes, who had to put the brakes on, did not want to pick up number 6. And Payne setting the screen. Parker. Oh, he beat Hawes on the dribble. And again, Hawes careful, does not want to foul out. Ginobili riding Davis. Gets inside, gets to Duncan, and he scores. Hall on a fadeaway over Duncan.
That's how you stop on a dime if you're Chris Paul.
Crawford, yes! From downtown! 6-second differential between game clock and shot clock. You can see Paul is measuring just that as he's watched by Ginobili. Shot clock to 5. Here's Paul. Yes! 8 seconds remaining in regulation. 3-point Clipper lead. The Spurs call for time. Ginobili. Time running out on the Spurs. And that'll do it. The Clippers go to 36-19. They're in the number 5 spot now, passing by Dallas. Mavericks losing earlier tonight to the Thunder. They're now 1.5 over 7th place San Antonio. Clippers making it 3 straight wins after losing 4 straight. Nice way to get things going after the All-Star break.
A sold-out United Center. Couple of old friends getting together. Doc Rivers and Tom Thibodeau, they won a championship together when Thibodeau was Rivers' assistant back in Boston in 08, and now going at it again here this afternoon. Chris Paul knocks down his first shot. Tough matchup for Aaron Brooks today against Chris Paul. Redick, one of the best first quarter players in the NBA, always comes out ready to go. Nails that 3-pointer.
The Bulls, for the first time through 3 rehabilitations with Derek, actually gave a timetable for his return, 4 to 6 weeks. 4 weeks would allow him to play what would amount to about 9 regular season games. If it's 6 weeks, Mike, there is a Saturday game, April 11th, against the Philadelphia 76ers at home. So you've got a couple of options if you're the Bulls, but 4 to 6 weeks is what we're being told.
All right, Doris, 15 minutes as Paul knocks down the shot. Outpatient, walk right out afterwards. It's unbelievable what they can do today.
Times have certainly changed. And it's a good thing if you're a player or patient.
Davis gets inside. Big Baby, who's playing some nice minutes for the Clippers recently.
That's not whether you win or lose. It's the other things that he's doing to put you in position.
I mean, his defense right now on Pau Gasol is textbook. I'm watching him defend pick and rolls, defend the post. He's got a great offensive threat in Pau Gasol, totally and completely bottled up.
Paul floats it up. Nice soft touch.
Good job by Mirotic against Chris Paul, using his length to contest the shot.
Drives across the lane, left-handed, throws up an air ball.
Turkoglu fires from 3. He can still do that, and the Clippers back up by 1. Heinrich sidesteps. Heinrich 0 for 5 from the field. Here comes Paul. Chris Paul nails it.
That's a beautiful move in transition by Chris Paul. That's 1-on-4, and he lulls him to sleep, throwing it behind the back, creates the space.
Paul finds Redick. Redick connects. 10 points for J.J. Redick.
So good at coming off that motion action. As a knockdown shooter. He's the one guy I wish would have been in the three-point shooting contest also.
Redick was in the three-point shooting contest.
This year?
Yeah.
Oh, my fault. I was daydreaming then.
He was eliminated early as Paul knocks it down. Paul now 6 of 9 from the field. He's got 12 points and 4 assists. Pau Gasol won't go. Pause with the rebound. Pause from beyond the arc and drills it.
And it's so good when you see young players. Butler didn't come in as a scorer. He didn't come in as a guy that can knock down the long ball. It's because he put the time in, extremely well coached, and it's great to see how he's progressed as a player.
Pause now starting to find the mark. We've also discussed this week about people talking about you maybe to back off. Can you speak about it without being going to be sleeping with the fishes as Crawford knocks down that jumper?
No, what I had said previously, I stand by. I think over the course of time here, they've been very unfriendly, and they haven't been pro-coach.
Brooks fouls Paul on the way up, although Paul looked like he was passive.
I think Doc has got to do a masterful job of mixing and matching his starting guys with bench guys, because he can't go that deep with his talent.
Nice shot from Chris Paul. Paul having a terrific all-around game. Now it's 17 points and 7 assists.
Now, one thing he's doing more of too is getting the ball and pushing it in transition, as Hawes with another big-time finish.
How'd that go in? I thought somebody got a piece of it. He looked like he may have gotten hit. Paul fakes, fires, and hits. 19 for Paul.
Putting the ball on the floor with rhythm on a string, keeping the defense at bay, and getting to his spot. That's a beautiful possession by Paul.
I mean, how many times has he been out at this great? How many times has he been out of the first round?
Couple.
That's hard.
Not been to a conference final yet. That's certainly where he thinks his team is capable. Knocks down another. And Chris Paul now 10 of 15 from the field, 21 points, 8 assists. And the Clippers right back within 2.
He must have heard us talking about other point guards, because Chris Paul is putting on a show right now. Looks at Aaron Brooks and says, Mr. Brooks, can I have this dance? My goodness, sit down and take this on the way to break.
Brooks, that won't go, and Hawes grabs it.
And Jimmy Butler's not even on the bench anymore, Mike, for them. So they can, even when the LA Clippers go this small with Redick and Crawford, as Hawes hits another 3, they don't have Jimmy Butler to try to take advantage of those small wing players.
9 straight points now for the Clippers. Hawes has 14 and 8. Barnes block at one end, 3-pointer at this end. And it's back to 2 again. We're midway through the 4th. 2-point game right now. Largest lead here in the 4th so far has just been 3. Paul again. 11 of 17 from the field. He's got 23. Paul puts it up, puts it in. Chris Paul with 27 and a 10-point lead for the Clippers with 1:50 remaining. He's 12 of 19 from the field. Snell puts up the 3. That won't go. Noah's tip misses. Mirotic the rebound, stripped by Paul, and he comes up with a loose ball. And Chris Paul putting on some finishing touches with some big shot making. Yeah, this is back-to-back impressive road wins for the LA Clippers. As Glenn Davis hits that. Friday night in Memphis and Sunday afternoon in Chicago against the short-handed Bulls team. And that'll do it.
In Los Angeles, the lights shining bright on Staples Center for a Western Conference tilt between the Blazers and the Clippers. 2 teams right now stacked up in the Western Conference playoff race, separated by just a half game, with Houston losing tonight. Portland actually jumps up to 3. The Clippers currently occupying the 5 spot. Aldridge had 37 last contest against LA as J.J. Redick curls around and buries the triple.
And what, you got to stretch the defense, right, Mark? I mean, as Redick knocks down the J. Marcus Aldridge put his
with all due respect, his career, his future at jeopardy by saying, I'm going to push this off because it's more important that we have an opportunity to do something special.
He doesn't have to score to be effective, but when he does, I mean, with the abilities that Wesley Matthews has, Paul knocks down the J.
Lillard will pop. Missed it left, and Jordan the rebound. DeAndre Jordan with 4 boards already in this first quarter. Averaging over 19 rebounds a game since Blake Griffin went down 10 games ago as Paul sinks another.
The problem in that situation, they're switching the pick and roll. So it's leaving LaMarcus Aldridge on Chris Paul.
Just found out Russell Westbrook got his 4th triple-double in a row.
First player since Michael Jordan to have 4 straight back in the 88-89 season.
He had 7, right?
7 in a row as Chris Paul cans a 3, and he now has 9 points, 3 assists in this opening quarter. Terry Stotts, in his 3rd year at the helm of the Blazers, received a multi-year extension in May. His 3rd stop as a head coach, has found success with this Blazer team.
Well, this is his best team, and he's done a very good job coaching this team as Chris Paul with the paint score.
Here's Paul. Quick crossover, the jumper. You bet. Chris Paul with 13 in this opening half.
What do you think the record is for 15-plus rebounds in a game? And they said, oh, well, it's got to be Wilt Chamberlain. Paul knocks down another. I said, you're absolutely right. And I said, well, what's the number? What'd you say, 22?
I guess somewhere in the 20s, you know.
Well, it's 186 straight games of 15 or more rebounds.
Paul again, 17 points in this opening half for Chris Paul. Paul, nifty shovel. Pause. He got it.
And you see to start this 3rd quarter, they have Nicholas Batum, the primary defender on Chris Paul, trying to get size and length on Paul to disrupt his offensive rhythm.
Pause with another. Redick on a 3 with a hand in his face, and the Clippers with their biggest lead of the night. Lillard a bomb, and still has not connected. 0 of 7.
That's a frustration shot right there. He wants to get something going.
Redick already is. 22 for J.J. Redick. Here's Paul curling it up, got whacked hard, and went slamming into multiple cameramen as Aldridge got him. Paul will take. You bet. Chris Paul with 22 points to go with 8 assists.
And Damian Lillard, historically, you've had great success against him. That continues tonight. He's 0 of 8 for the field. What have you done so effectively against him?
I have no idea. He's just missing shots.
Take some credit, Coach. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Heather, as DeAndre Jordan fires down the lob from Chris Paul. Paul, he got it. Chris Paul, 24 points, 10 assists. Here's Paul separating from Lillard and hits. Lillard was lost and Paul stuck the landing. Aldridge, no, and another excellent defensive possession by the Clippers.
Can't say enough. The bigs for the Clippers. They force him away from the rim. He's got to get the basketball up.
And the teardrop from Chris Paul. Paul guarded by Lillard. Paul spinning around the jumper. It's good. Chris Paul is feeling it. 30 points. And still 4+ minutes to go. Here's Redick racing in at a free lane to the rim.
Too easy.
Here's Paul. Paul gets it off, banks it up and out, halfway
Jordan
down.
had time, he stopped.
Jordan had time to put it back up. The clock stopped.
And the correct call is made. The game is over. Even though the clock is still stopped at .7.
The time had run off.
It's
for
over.
whatever reason, the clock had stopped.
He thought the shot clock was the buzzer for the game. He could have easily, that ball hits the rim and comes out. He got a tip dunk, it's over.
And Chris Paul is saying, shoot. That is a possessed look from Chris Paul.
Shoot the ball, what are you doing?
Rivers, Turkoglu, Redick, Jordan, and Paul, the 5 on the floor for LA. Here's Paul. Gets in the paint, the floater, rims in. Jordan touched the rim. Terry Stotts hopping up and down for offensive interference, but it went down in time, no call. Paul working a follow. Here comes the screen from Jordan. Paul, you bet. Tied at 93. About a 16-second differential game in shot clock. Batum will try a three. You bet. It's his overtime. Paul, quick three is short. Rebound Lillard, his 18th. And the Blazers with a resilient come from behind overtime win in Los Angeles. Take down the Clippers 98-93.
Curry, Thompson, Barnes, Green, and Bogut. The starting five has been fabulous for Golden State, and as they have built off last year's terrific season. They won 51 last year, and this year in 60 games they've only lost 12, and only 2 here at Oracle Arena. 26-2 at home, and most of the time they're blowing teams out. Redick just inside the arc knocks down the first shot. That one off the mark. Hall is the rebound. Here comes Paul pushing. Paul just playing at an incredible pace right now without Blake Griffin. He stepped up his scoring. He's even averaging more assists, and he's been shooting the ball better. Bogut with the left hand. And the first of what likely will be many rebounds for DeAndre Jordan. Paul, nice pretty hesitation move.
Outstanding job pushing the basketball and lulls the defense to sleep and then explodes.
Oh, Jordan upset. He was open. Chris Paul didn't get it to him. Draymond Green, who guards just about everybody on him. They throw it into Hawes. Hawes quickly puts it in, and boy, that's got to make Doc Rivers smile, especially with Griffin out. They need Hawes in his first year in the Clippers to get consistent. Curry finds Green, straight on three, knocks it down. Paul's jump shot is good. It's amazing, Jeff, the turnaround in the last couple of years, what the three-point shot is to the NBA game.
Really, like the last 5 to 7 years, the number of attempts that keeps going up and up. It's amazing.
Paul finds Big Baby, and Davis puts it in. Paul still limping. Redick releases, and an air ball. Bogut the rebound. Curry, pretty fake, pulls up. There's the first field goal. That was sweet.
Oh, what a move. I mean, what do you do defensively? Beautiful move by Curry.
Does he have the best handle in the league right now?
I think it's between Steph Curry and Kyrie Irving. The ability to dribble the basketball in traffic. Unbelievable.
Here's Thompson. There's that smooth-looking jump shot. He's got 14. Chris Paul fires way off the mark. All right, now if you're a coach, Jeff, because there's some very difficult matchups out there, like, for example, Hawes, a foul call on Paul, that shot won't count. Their best defense is played when Draymond Green is playing center. We kind of hinted at before. Here's Paul.
And again,
Curry with the steal. Green does not get the bounce. Jordan pursues that rebound. And Paul the other way. Paul on the pull-up, knocks it down. Redick. Two-pointer for J.J. Redick. He's got 11 points.
Wasn't afraid to speak his mind and call things that shouldn't have been out.
Pretty impressive for a guy in his third year. Redick knocks down the three, and that ends the streak.
Every kid should just have watched that sequence by J.J. Redick and DeAndre Jordan.
Bogut finds Barnes. Jordan right there. Good help from Hawes. Redick drives past Bogut. Nice move from J.J. Redick, and he's got 16.
Well, it's an easier lineup to defend because you're not worried about a weapon. Draymond Green playing the 5. He's all of a sudden stretches your defense to the three-point line.
Nice defense from Klay Thompson. Curry run off and hits a three. Redick played him well initially, and Curry nails it from downtown. Curry splits the defense behind the back. Fires a three. Oh, he puts it in. What a spectacular move. And it's the largest lead of the game.
That could be the greatest move I've ever seen live. No, I'm being serious.
Or it leaves you speechless. I love looking at Steve Kerr's reaction after that move. I mean, you're shocked as a coach, as a fan, as a teammate, as a player going against him. Beautiful move.
There was so much traffic. Just to be able to dribble it through all those people, and then you make the shot too.
If that's not a top 10 play, and you can make the case for number 1. There are less guys that can do that than that can windmill dunk, tomahawk dunk. That's a special play by a special talent.
Ball Little nudge to Curry.
I like it. If the foul, it didn't get called. I like it.
Their defense, big part, as they forced 5 turnovers here in the third already, after only 4 Clipper turnovers in the first half. Backdoor, Austin Rivers gets it back and flips it up and in. He's got now 10 points. Paul, this time, Big Baby finishes.
Chris Paul is the closest thing we will ever see to Isaiah Thomas. I mean, the toughness, the competitive spirit, the package offensively. I mean, he's an all-time great point guard.
11 assists this afternoon. And again, his numbers since Blake Griffin went out, as he banks that one in, have been sensational. Another steal for Curry. Drives in, layup won't go, and a foul on Rivers. Another impressive win here in Oakland for the Golden State Warriors. On an afternoon where Stephen Curry shot just 3 of 9 from the field, only had 12 points. His teammates picked up the slack. Curry did a lot of good things. Didn't shoot the ball particularly well, but he had a lot of help as this magical season for the Warriors continues.
Tonight, it's the third meeting of the season between the Clippers and the Thunder from Chesapeake Arena here in Oklahoma City, where the home team has won 7 consecutive games. More importantly, they're trying to put some space between themselves and New Orleans for that 8th and final playoff spot. Meanwhile, the guy that people are coming through the turnstiles to watch right there, Russell Westbrook, has been unrelenting and indomitable for the last several weeks. I have to keep an eye on Paul. He knocked knees with a Warrior a couple of games ago and was limping around noticeably on Monday night, but nothing wrong with that jump shot, Mark. Spencer Hawes. How important did he make that shot?
It's going to be very important because teams are going to say, we're going to cover the rim with DeAndre Jordan, not allowing him to roll to the rim for uncontested shots as Westbrook outworking guys coming up with the offensive rebound. But Hawes has got to make that shot. I've had the Clippers quite a bit lately. I watched them against Damian Lillard. I watched them against Steph Curry as Hawes knocks down that long ball. That's a shot he's going to have to take and make. But what the Clippers have done against the elite point guards, they've trapped them.
Chris Paul is shooting the ball at an unbelievably high rate, 49% from the field this year. Those are numbers that Westbrook actually pretty much averaged during the month of February, 31, 10, and 9. I mean, this is something that goes back decades. Great block by Robertson, but it's a goaltender. Los Angeles has made its last 7 shots in a row. Inside, Jordan, make it 8. That's the high percentage variety. And another dime for Chris Paul. Little mismatch here. Paul takes the 3 ball. And Singler with the rebound. Westbrook finally in the open court. Fouled on the drive. And upset, perturbed with the contact that he drew. Jordan with the rebound, blocked by Adams. Ibaka for 3. Got it.
But how do they get that? Off of getting a stop, pushing it in transition, and Westbrook making plays.
Here's Westbrook from deep, and he knocks down the 3. 7 points in the ball game for Russell Westbrook. The lead down to 11. Collison inside, had it knocked away by Jordan. Morrow for 3. That's what he does. Rivers left open from downtown.
I mean, you're talking about also you had a legitimate backup point guard in DJ Augustine, who's a proven guy.
Waiters for 3. And they're back below double figures, deficit-wise, within 7. Chris Paul with the pull-up. Got it.
I like Steven Adams a lot. I like him a lot. A big body that's not afraid to beat you up and play physical. And when you're playing with superstars like Westbrook and Durant, you got to cover.
From Norman, Oklahoma. Whistle and 1 for Redick. There's the ball movement Doc Rivers wanted his team to get, and back out to Chris Paul for a good shot.
We've seen J.J. Redick early in this ballgame. He's making plays. Early on, made the driving kick, drop-off pass to Glenn Davis. That time, good job of getting into the seams and making the play for Chris Paul.
Under 5.5 minutes to go in the first half. Westbrook slowed him down and made him pick up his dribble that time. Another ball screen. He finds Ibaka. 8 on the shot clock. Paul for 3, looking for the answer, and does, in kind. Paul off the screen. Jordan wasn't there for the lob, so Chris Paul says, I'll do it myself. And Mark, we have a very resourceful research department. We went back and found your best 5-game stretch, and there it is.
See, that's
Do you remember it?
disrespectful.
Do you remember it, man?
That's poor research.
What do you remember about it?
I can't believe that's accurate. I can't believe that.
We got Elias behind that.
Unbelievable. Yeah, a bunch of liars. What could you put me next to somebody else's 5 games spurt? Why you got to put me next to the greatest 5-game span in the history of the game?
That's okay. Heather still has you as 1B. Don't worry about it. Paul, a counter. Yes. Chris Paul back at him. Ibaka comes up short. Barnes battling Canner for the rebound. Westbrook gets it, and is fouled going to the basket. Ibaka misfiring on the 3, but it's an 11-point lead, back up to double digits for the Clippers. And Chris Paul in attack mode here. Finds Redick for 3, and the Clippers are rolling out of the locker room. Timeout, Thunder.
We need to get back in transition. The only way we're going to do that is with our defense.
Guys, the defense turned it around. The defense.
Keep attacking it. Keep attacking it, all right?
Already in this ball game, 41 points by the Clippers starting backcourt and only 14 by the Thunder. They got to find scoring.
Well, Chris Paul put the brakes on and didn't leave any change for Ibaka. Wow, he was out. 22 points for Chris Paul. Here's Chris Paul again. Gets the blow by, and he'll go to the free throw line on the continuation.
And bad defense by Westbrook. You got to be disciplined.
Westbrook turns it over, and he's shaken up at the other end. Paul into the paint. Barnes for 3, and he got it. They were playing 5-on-4, and Russell Westbrook is shaken up. Clippers have started this third quarter 6 for 6 from the field. Make it 7 for 7 on the 3 ball. They are sizzling right now.
When you're taking reckless shots and they're getting stops, he's running 100 miles per hour, and then you can't defend him.
And speaking of 100 miles per hour, Chris Paul getting downhill on that ball screen. He's got 29. Waiters in the ball game to Ibaka. Rips through, missed the layup. All in transition, finds Barnes. Butter.
We forget so easily these days. I mean, Russell Westbrook is an outstanding player, having an outstanding run. It's nothing against him. It's a luxury to have both of those guys. So to insinuate as he knocks down the jumper that now all of a sudden you got to get rid of one of them. No, this is why the Clippers are able to trap Russell Westbrook, because Kevin Durant's not on the floor. If I get an idea that Kevin Durant is not signing back, and I understand that, I got to get something for him. That's a different discussion.
Does he have to tell you he's not coming back?
He's going to have to tell me, and as good as he is, he's got to tell me 3 or 4 times.
Westbrook guarding Chris Paul. And Paul got ripped. 10 seconds to go. Quick 3, a foul! And Doc Rivers is incredulous. 13-point game. Paul draws the contact, and he goes back to the free throw line. Nate Robinson, energy boost off the bench from the Seattle area. Look at him and Jamal Crawford. That's a couple of players from the same high school, Rainier Beach. As Russell Westbrook makes the runner. 15-point lead for the Clippers, and a block inside by Barnes. Jordan inside, ball fake, and punches it home on Cantor and Ibaka. Timeout, Thunder. Hey, what, when you can replace 16 points a game in Crawford and about 25 points a game in Blake Griffin and still maintain winning basketball games, you're doing a pretty good job of coaching. Ibaka on the baseline.
A guy like Dale Davis, who wasn't a good free throw shooter, but the awesome thing about him, similar to DeAndre Jordan, he was just a bad free throw shooter. He wasn't afraid. So we didn't mind him going to the line down the stretch because we knew he wasn't going to panic.
Right.
That's a foul against Chris Paul on the 2. And the Los Angeles Clippers will pack their bags and head to Dallas. About 3.5 hours south by drive on the interstate. Take on the Mavericks next with a little momentum, courtesy of a 120-108 win over the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Boy, what a beautiful early evening here in Sacramento. It's game 2 of a 5-game homestand as tonight the Kings take on the Clippers, but they will be shorthanded as DeMarcus Cousins will not play. And when DeMarcus does not play, it normally does not fare well for the rest of the ball club. 2-12 in the games that he's missed thus far. McLemore now attacking. And there's the presence of DeAndre Jordan.
Basket's moving. That could have affected the outcome of that shot.
And Blake Griffin, and we finally have a basket 1:55 seconds in. Chris Paul.
And DeAndre Jordan set a great screen out front. Really, teammates of Ray McCallum's got to help him there. My goodness, he's trying to put some pressure on Chris Paul. Oh, Blake Griffin perfectly timed a block on Jason Thompson.
He sure did. Here's a transition 3. And J.J. Redick puts the Clippers on top by 3. Here's Chris Paul, and he connects. And Rudy Gay thought he was fouled by Paul. No call. Paul.
Chris Paul, a lot like John Stockton, able to get by with a lot of things.
Yes.
You know, I mean, he's so crafty and smart, and of course good.
Yeah, very good. 6'3" and 2. 3 assists, 2 rebounds to go along with the 6 points. Here is Redick.
And J.J. Redick is putting on a J.J. Redick true display.
Yeah, he's got 14 points. Boy, nice move, but it wouldn't climb up over the iron, and it's DeAndre Jordan. We're tied at 40 here in the second quarter. Here's Chris Paul. Stop, pops, and hits, and he has now scored 8 points. Here's Paul. Oh, boy, what a move that was. Wow.
He just simply lost everybody in the area, didn't he?
Wow. And Paul now with 12 points. He's 6 of 10. And that makes it a 4-point Clipper lead. Here's Chris Paul's 3. And he now has scored 15. Clippers 7 of 17 from beyond the circle for 41%. Now they got to stop Chris Paul, and that's not going to be easy, Jerry.
It never has been, has it? I mean, it's darn near impossible, actually.
Now Chris Paul gets another screen. Into the corner it goes, and Hito hits the corner 3, and it's 65-60.
Hito, he do.
Yes, sir. Screen set, pick and roll. That's good execution right there.
It really is very difficult to guard those 2 guys in side pick and roll, high pick and roll, because it's almost a new millennium Stockton Malone situation.
Yeah. And here's Paul, who's now scored 20. And George Karl takes the timeout. Well, the Clippers have now opened up a 10-point lead, which is their largest of the ball game. Here's Chris Paul.
Oh boy, Chris
22
Paul
for Paul.
Just walked just like a walk in the park.
Here is Paul.
But Paul's doing the same things. Jeez, I mean, so Chris Paul 11 of 16 for 24 points.
Yeah, 14 here in the third quarter.
That's what you got to do. Is J.J. Redick got back on track, but you got to try different defenses.
Williams blocked by Blake Griffin.
Well, that was a perfectly timed block.
Here's Jordan. Oh, my goodness. DeAndre Jordan with authority.
Woo! Tell you what, that'll clear your sinuses if you're around the rim.
Boy, look at this ball movement. You just got to tip your cap sometimes.
Yeah, you do.
Chris Paul with 27 points, 8 assists. He's got 27 points on only 18 shots. Here's Redick. Uh-oh, 4-point play upcoming. Oh, boy, that was goaltending. Was it not, Jerry? That looked like goaltending to me.
I really couldn't tell, to be honest.
Here's Paul. What a sequence that is. That may be your ball game. Here's Jones, and he scoots through for the basket. 108-97. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. Chris Paul with his 10th assist to go along with 30 points. Oh boy, another 3-ball. J.J. Redick has 27 points. The Clippers come in and they win it 116-105.
Tonight from Staples Center, John Wall and the Wizards look for their 6th straight win and a season sweep for the Clippers. But Chris Paul and the LAC have payback in mind as they look to move up in the wild, wild west.
Knocked away from Gortat, taken by Reddick. Good job by Blake Griffin. Reddick will stop, shoot the three, bingo!
Boy, the Clippers have taken, what, 4 threes already?
Wall fires, misses.
Good tip by Reddick just to keep it away from Gortat, who had position.
JJ for 3 more. Bingo!
That's like a heat check, but it's been a heat check for about a month right now.
Pierce has ball knocked away by Griffin. Comes off to the Clippers.
That's why they allowed the contact. That ball was jarred free first.
Free throw line jumper is good by CP3. Clippers up 13-7. Wall all the way to the hole. He misses another one.
And the Clippers stop.
He misses one too. They miss 3 straight bunnies right at the rim.
Wow. Wow.
Ball gets 2 at the other end. That is really disheartening.
Randy Whitman must be going, what is happening?
Chris Paul around the Griffin screen.
Late
free throw line jumper.
You have to shoot that one.
I had him for 11. Did I count somebody twice?
Well, there's been 11 changes. Yeah, maybe the same team twice.
Paul hits the jump shot.
The only other guy in the league shooting over 50% from that range where Chris Paul just made is Al Horford.
Paul, right elbow, gets fouled hard. That's Wall's second foul. Clippers by 10. Reddick moving off the ball, fires and scores.
Great screen by Griffin. Great utilization by Reddick of that same screen.
Chris Paul open for the mid-range jumper.
He has taken his game to such a level. 24 a game, the last 5 games. It truly has been CP time.
Beal for 3. Gortat's the tip. Gets the rebound.
Clippers catch a break right there.
Yeah, he deserved some points for all the effort he went through.
Sure did.
Paul, one of those 3 balls.
There you go. Good call, Ralph.
He has 13 points in a ball game. Clippers lead by 16. Paul back to Blake Griffin. His jump shot in the basket.
And if you're Blake, coming back from the elbow surgery, you have to keep shooting.
DeAndre somehow recovered, got it, and scored it.
I mean, Chris just made a motion to DJ and said, never take your eyes off me.
Griffin for the foul line.
In rhythm.
He's getting better and better and better each time out. 72-61, Clips by 11. Griffin will shoot it, get it.
Nice goal. Nice goal.
Up with the 2 misses. Reddick, Beal chasing behind him, forces a turnover. JJ falls on the floor and gets it back.
Got it to the right guy, too.
Paul, the little underhand scoop is good. What a great effort by JJ Reddick.
Yeah, if you're going to turn and find somebody, find little number 3.
Ball skips into the front court against Sessions. Keeps going.
It's a gutsy move by Doc, leaving Chris in with 3 fouls, but he needs him out there right now with this group.
Wall, wild throw, taken by Pierce. His 3 ball won't fall. Taken by Chris Paul.
Pierce has missed 7 shots in a row.
18 points, 10 assists for Chris Paul through 3 quarters. Add 2 more.
See how he gave it a little extra there? Like he knew his body was drifting and falling away, so on his follow-through, he kind of held it just a little bit more.
Wall at distance. Finds Pierce. Run off the 3-point line momentarily. Resets, misses. Paul, another rebound. 35 seconds to go. Probably trying to get a quick shot. There it is. You get fouled on it. All starters, save for Rivers, is out there in place of Barnes. Reddick, catch. Sidestep the defender. Hit a 2-pointer. Cross court to Beal for a big 3 ball. Won't fall. Jordan collects yet another rebound, his 18th of the game. Ball down the lane to Griffin. Get hit, foul, score. 20 for Blake Griffin. Another assist for Chris Paul.
Yeah, terrific play by Chris Paul. There's timing when it works like that to everything done so well. What a pass by Chris. There's a great angle to see what he did to find him.
Barnes open for 3. Back tap by Jordan, very nice to Paul. Yeah, I'll show you how to make that mid-range jump shot.
I love how he attacked on that kick out by DJ.
Comes ahead to Sessions. He'll go all the way to the goal. Come up short. Rebound off a heel, picked up by Jordan. Paul, Reddick for 3. Bingo! 26 for J.J. Reddick, and that is a new franchise record.
single season. Threes made. Paul. Down low for Andre Jordan to score.
What a pass by Chris Paul.
105-94. Griffin, 3 past the goal.
Another great pass by Chris Paul. Like such quick recognition of what's open, what's going to lead to a bucket.
Wall will try the 3. Another tacked on by DeAndre.
Maybe, Ralph, and you've talked about it before, the greatest area of improvement for DJ is that he does not get in foul trouble anymore.
He fouled the game for the first time Wednesday night in Sacramento, the first time this season. Paul just keeps on keeping on. He has 26.
And the fact that he's not in foul trouble means he can play 41 minutes like tonight and grab all those rebounds.
Paul will fire.
Ball game.
He just says, guys, this game is over. Down low to your top, broken up by Jordan.
Here comes
Clippers have numbers.
Maybe a Redick 3.
Paul in easy 2.
30 and 15 and 6.
Doc Rivers points to his buddy Randy Whitman, former teammates in Atlanta, remaining great friends, adversaries here tonight. They split their season series with each other. The Los Angeles Clippers get a rock-solid victory here tonight.
Chris, seemed like you guys were moving the ball well from the outset. How did you guys ultimately take control of this one?
Defensively, we started getting stops down the stretch, and we got the win. Just got a selfie.
Chris, you had 30 and 15 in this one and just 1 turnover. I know that stat's always important to you. How did you take advantage of the matchup tonight?
I remember the turnover. I got in the lane, threw a terrible pass to Blake right here. It was our team. My bigs were setting good screens. It gave me a chance to get downhill. Finally made a few shots, and it's a good win for us.
30 and 15, and you always remember the 1 turnover.
Yeah, I don't remember all the other stuff.
All right, Chris, 11 three-pointers in the first half. Did that help set the tone for you guys early?
For us?
Yes.
Man, Matt Barnes came out ready to play. He missed the last couple of games. He said he was ready tonight, and he showed it. You know, his energy to start out the game was what got us going.
All right, thank you, Chris. Back to you, Ralph.
Clippers are here as part of a 3-game Eastern swing, which began Wednesday with a victory against the Knicks at Madison Square Garden. That was a 31-point dispatching, and on Sunday they will be in Boston to take on the Celtics. This is Redick, who is enjoying a very good season. Jeremy Grant getting a start in Denver because Luke Amute had a sore left shoulder as Redick hits again.
You want to chase J.J. Redick off the shot anyway and make him put it down. You want to make him get into the lane and try to throw the lob to the big guy.
Chris Paul, Malik, personally speaking, he's my favorite of all the point guards. Richardson, unfinished business for him.
You don't want to make it a track meet with these Clippers, but if the Sixers have opportunities to get out and run and get easy baskets, they should take advantage of it. The Sixers are really going to have to help out Isaiah Cannon. I mean, he's guarding arguably the best point guard in the league, and they're setting multiple picks trying to free him up.
Pause, we know that's what he does, so struggling with his shot this year. And Chris Paul was fouled by Isaiah Cannon. Was he beyond the arc? I don't think so. Paul, rather healthy 3, and he connects. He's good, Malik. He's 4 for 4. He's got 12 points and 4 assists here in the first quarter.
You're going to have to get up and force him over, and then, you know, he's seen that. He's perfectly capable of attacking when you go over, but you got to depend on your help. You can't keep dancing. Ooh!
Talk to me, Malik. Wow. Talk to me.
Only person I ever saw do that before was Alvin Williams, where he has the ball in one hand, and he looks like he's about to cross it over, but he spins it back from the crossover and spins it back to his right hand. That was pretty. In traffic, Chris Paul did that.
I'm telling you, he's the best. Jeremy Grant trying to deal with him. Good luck, Jeremy. This match here, boy, Griffin had an opportunity and he stayed away from Noel. It's a Chris Paul 3, and he drains another one, his 3rd of the first half. Chris Paul, who averages under 19 with 19. Paul's going to rev it up again against Robert Covington. Nearly gave it up. Spots Redick for 3. That's the beauty of being able to spread the floor. Sampson planted for a 3. Chris Paul, he could just hide behind a big guy and drive you crazy. Clippers Blazers here with a fresh 24. Coming in with a record of 47 and 25. Chris Paul notching 2 more. Griffin, equally good defense on Ba'amute. Chris Paul looking for the contact. He did get the bucket. Paul on the breakaway has 25. Now Cannon has to deal with Chris Paul. And Blake Griffin hits the jump shot. Paul, wow, man. And an angry slam at the end. I mean, that was just thrown down by DeAndre Jordan. So the LA Clippers will beat the 76ers for the 7th straight time. It is their 6th victory in a row. They are now 48-25 in the season. Mutual respect between those two and Spencer Hawes. Some love for Brett Brown.
The month of April has arrived, and there are just 9 games left in the regular season. Blazers have won 4 straight and need to keep winning if they want home court advantage. There are still multiple scenarios, but the most likely one, it appears, is the Clippers, who are in town tonight. Blazers are percentage points ahead of LA right now, and inside Moda Center tonight, the 48-25 Blazers host the 49-26 Clippers, who lost at home last night to Golden State. Chris Paul gets open thanks to a Blake Griffin pick on Lillard. Shot clock at 5. That ball deflected by Batum. Shot clock at 3. Blake Griffin steps back for a 3, which is technically a travel, but he hits the 3 anyway. DeAndre Jordan, there he is right there. That tip over Lopez. Chris Paul inside dropped it to Jordan. And Jordan flips it up and in.
And that's when we talked in the pregame show about Chris Paul. 46% of their offense comes through his scoring or his assists. Their defense, they don't like to do Big Baby Davis and Jordan. They don't like to go out and defend Aldridge when he's facing the basket.
Pick and roll. Davis came and goes straight up. Davis takes the blow and finishes. Chris Paul crosses up on Blake and then gets the kind roll. Shot clock at 8. There's shot says don't take the foul. Chris Paul, that's easy for him. A layup, basically.
There's Redick running off a couple of picks. In that 7-game winning streak that they had in late March, Redick shot 59%, and he was 24 for 46 from threes.
Here's Chris Paul wide open, hits that shot.
See, when they get down, we talked about 46% of the offense comes from him. Early in the game, it's mostly assists to the big guys. Late, when they're behind, he scores.
They run a nice easy play for Blake Griffin to get him a wide open top of the key jumper, and he drops that down. Blake is 3 of 8, 7 points for him. Aflalo backs it down. DeAndre Jordan is laying in the weeds and blocked it. Shot clock never reset. Aflalo then tries to get a whistle and can't. Here come the Clippers. 4 on 3. Matt Barnes. Nice backdoor cut and pass. Aflalo from Lillard.
Rivers head turning.
Aflalo 9 first half points as he continues to get more and more comfortable.
There's the play right there they love to run. Chris Paul gets rid of his man, goes down, the big guy helps out. Blazers covered all the shooters. They got out on Redick.
Chris Paul for 3. Got it. Over Aflalo. Here come the Clips, down only 12 after what has been a terrific offensive first half for Portland. Here's Chris Paul, foul line hits that. Clippers strike again. Now they're down only 12 after trailing by as many as 19 in the quarter. And here's Blake Griffin, who's found his rhythm here in the quarter. He's got 11, Aldridge has 18. Blazers have a foul to give. Redick then hits the 3 after Aflalo got caught up in a pick. So like it does for Portland, as we've said many times, that 3 makes up for a lot of mistakes. And Griffin keeps it going right from that same spot, same play, same result. 6 for 11, 13 points for him. Lillard turns the corner. Paul poked it away off Lillard's leg. Here come the Clippers back the other way.
You're not quite sure what Chris Paul is going to do. You know, sometimes he shoots, sometimes he passes.
And Batum's on him now.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to matter. Chris Paul's starting to warm up, and you get the feeling a little bit in this game. We talked about this during the break. Blazers have had opportunities to really build the lead. They've allowed the Clippers to hang around here and stay interested. Lillard head fakes DeAndre Jordan. Step back shot over Jordan. Lopez tries to dunk it in and can't. And here come the Clips back with all the momentum. Now they lob to DeAndre Jordan. Goes reverse over the head, and the Clips have cut it to single digits. Blazers back to their bread and butter, although Aldridge has missed a few open opportunities here in the quarter. Lopez keeps it alive, and Chris Paul tracks it down. And here come the Clippers again on the quick step. Chris Paul for three, wide open. Hit it. They're within 5. The Blazers led by 19. Earlier in the quarter, an 11-2 Clipper run. Chris Paul kind of starting to take over this ball game. Spins to the middle, flips it up and in again. And then turns and yells at Tony Brothers, wanting the and one.
Here comes what they love to run, the dribble handoff, and let Chris Paul do his thing.
Paul, Griffin, top of the key, hits again. So Blake Griffin, 15 points now. There's the pick again.
Oh, that's
Turkoglu. Shuffled the feet, hit the three.
That was nice defense by Darrell Wright. He came over and stopped Chris Paul from penetrating.
Here comes a double pick. Paul back to Griffin. That's a great job of... Now, Blake Griffin called that play out, and then he sends Glenn Davis to rub the other defender so that Griffin gets the shot. They help off of Chris Paul that time, and he finds himself wide open and hits again.
Can anybody miss in this ball game?
Lillard, far side. McCollum, can he make it 3 in the quarter? No. Kamen with the left hand. Pulls it down, and then it's stripped away by Chris Paul. And a push in the back. Oh, and now more happens as Davis goes down. They went after Kamen. Chris Paul felt like he was pushed in the back flagrantly. And Kamen probably will get that, but now Aldridge going after Davis. And now Chris Paul still going after Kamen. Batum gets the handoff, try to go pick and roll, they turn it over. Clippers back 3-on-2, Redick for the lead. Got it. Well, first lead of the night for the Clippers, and they are first to 100 in this game. Batum, everything Portland's getting is contested and difficult, and that time was a tough Batum shot. They were getting so many easy shots early. Lillard gets tripped up. And now Paul for 3, and that's home, and the Clippers all of a sudden by 6. Griffin wide open. And while the Blazers have struggled for open looks and quality attempts, Clippers have been getting them in bunches. Batum's 3 is off. Rebound, Lopez trying to grab it, and it's dug out by the Clippers like so many have been here in the half. Chris Paul, open 3. Blazers left the wrong guy. Batum going for the steal. This is where, well, a lot of places, but Wesley Matthews in these situations with the quick hands, so good at stripping players away. We've seen him do it time and time again. And Chris Paul with 37. They get it to Paul, and the foul is called on Nick Batum. So Chris Paul to the free throw line, 89% on the season, and normally rock solid in crunch time. Season high for Chris Paul. They go to Aflalo. Barnes blocked it. Aflalo then picks it up. And the ball game comes to an end, and the Clippers get the win.
It was another warm day in Phoenix with a beautiful night. Greetings, Suns fans, for the final game of the regular season. The Los Angeles Clippers are gearing up for what they hope is an extended playoff run. The Phoenix Suns began the season with high hopes and are ending with 9 losses in their last 10 games. The Clippers are assured of home court in the first round. It's who they'll play, which is in question. Shot clock down to 5. Griffin looks at the other end, gets the clock in his view, throws this one up and over Tucker.
Blake Griffin. You couldn't have played that any better if you're Tucker. That's just raw athleticism there by Blake Griffin.
Once again off the screen, this is Redick firing it up and in, and Jordan laying the wood and knocking down Goodwin on the play. Young players tonight playing important minutes. Here comes Blake Griffin down low, saw the double and still spun out with the deuce.
And Blake can get whatever he wants going against a very tough-minded Tucker defensively.
It's Blake Griffin. He'll put it down. He's a top 10 scorer, rebounding well. Career high in assists. He's got an early 6 points, Reg, for the LA Clippers. Griffin shooting from all over the floor. He has perfected the mid-range shot. We know what he can do down low. His game continues to expand. Tucker grinding and bumping with Griffin. There's no call, and Blake will sail in with a foul. And they don't call any plays for Jordan, do they?
They don't need to call him.
No.
Most of that is going to come as Chris Paul knocks down the 3. Most of Jordan's offensive shots are going to come from putbacks, but there's an occasional play when Blake Griffin will look for DeAndre Jordan down on that block.
Chris Paul, the drive, and into Jordan, who once again rocks the rim.
That's the offense for DeAndre Jordan.
Good pass. Crawford finding Griffin, and then the hockey assist from Crawford going to DeAndre Jordan inside. He's got a quick 8 points. Outside shot won't go in, picked up by Jordan. He already has 6 rebounds. Paul with a 3. He's made more three-point shots this season than in his previous 9. There's a Griffin shot from outside. It's picked back up by Chris Paul. Long 3. Book it.
Man.
Nice shot by Chris Paul.
I don't think we've ever seen Chris Paul shoot this consistent from beyond the arc
He has
in his
a
career.
Career high 3-point shots made this season. There's another 3. Again, he puts in a long one. He was terrific last night. Chris had 9 of his 17 in the 4th. Paul Morris on the defensive switch, and Chris knocks it down again. Paul has got 14. Reggie has started off 5 of 8 from the field. 2 seconds to go. Griffin the fake handoff. Tucker's on him. And they call a foul on Tucker. Screen by Jordan. They go inside, and floating for 2 is Jordan on the feed from Paul.
How about the body control by DeAndre Jordan as he was going up?
Paul 5 of 10. He's got 16. I mentioned 7 consecutive road wins for the Clippers. Paul puts on the brakes. The defense falls astray. Another triple by Chris Paul with 19 to lead the Clippers tonight. Here is another 3. And picked up by Barnes. Back to Griffin looking for Jordan. Cross-court Paul. Open triple. Thinks. Fires. Knocks it through.
Now you're coaching an Arizona State team who's looking to do the same thing. They've only been once in the last 9 years. How will you make that happen here as well?
See, the thing about Jordan is that I think teams would game plan specifically knowing they would face him. And I don't know if teams would, for instance, game plan against other players that are defensive player of the year candidates. Certainly Green and Kawhi Leonard are terrific. But we know this is a guy, and Doc has been tooting his horn for a long time about what this guy means. You know, he's a player that's different. It's Jamal Crawford for 3.
They need this. He needs court time here. This is his 4th game back from that calf injury, and they're going to need his offense come playoff time.
8 consecutive road wins for the Clippers. 8 is a new record for them. Franchise record. They go 26-15 on the road. We told you they win their 56th game of the year. Their Western Conference record, Reggie, 37-15, second only to Golden State.
Chris, last night you secured home court advantage for the playoffs. Tonight you secured at least a 3 seed, but you have no idea who you could be playing. What does the team mentality have to be with so much unknown?
Nothing. These last few games, it's been like that for a while, and we've just been going in every game worrying about us and what we're doing. So we'll see what happens tomorrow and get ready for the playoffs.
Tonight you solidified a 30-point lead, and then they sit you guys on the bench. The Suns bringing in with an 11. You had to suit back up. How much of a concern is the bench play for you guys?
Our bench will be fine. We'll talk about what happened tonight, but it's a great regular season for our team. 56-26 is something we can be proud of, but regular season over now. It's time to get ready for the playoffs.
For the first time in your career, you haven't missed a single game from injury. How have you been able to stay so healthy?
Man, that's a lot of credit to our training staff. Our training staff's been amazing, and I did a little work myself. Just try to make sure I was ready to play every night, and it's something I'm actually pretty proud of.
Thank you, Chris. Congrats on the playoffs.
Welcome everyone to downtown Los Angeles and the NBA playoffs. It is perhaps the most anticipated first-round series.
Yeah! We're taking down at 5!
It's the defending NBA champion San Antonio Spurs taking on the number 3 seed Los Angeles Clippers. Leonard has been terrific. He is the reigning Finals MVP. And with a shot here from 2-point range in this, and San Antonio has started 1 of 5.
See the pace here. Both teams getting out in transition. And that's 140th made three-pointer for Chris Paul. A much better shooter this year. Set his own record high of knocking down that three-point ball.
Paul outside. Barnes with a 3.
And I always feel that's found money with Matt Barnes because he's going to camp out in those short corners. When Chris Paul and J.J. Redick, when they can collapse the defense, that is found money by Matt Barnes knocking down threes.
Ball to Griffin. That's a foul on San Antonio.
And we've talked about pace really for both of these teams. Look how this offense is here.
Joseph is now on Paul, so Chris Paul has had 3 different defenders on him here in the first quarter. Wide open Griffin.
Like it. Just easy, solid two-man basketball.
Davis with a screen, room for Paul to maneuver. Chris Paul has gone 2 of 3, 5 points, 3 boards, and 3 assists. Mid-range shot, that's something that you'll watch, especially on the left side. He loves the left side, and the mid-range shot is something that is spiked in this year. Jordan with a good move by Griffin to keep it alive, and Paul double. Chris Paul, he picks it up and puts it through, and Chris Paul has got 7. Parker 1 of 6. Paul defends.
Tony Parker looking for a foul from Chris Paul.
Paul with a 14-footer.
This team is a different team when Chris Paul looks to be aggressive offensively.
Leonard, Paul breaks it up with his defense. Chris Paul out to Redick, tees at the 3. And he continues to struggle with his shot when the months of March and April were so kind to him. Joseph will defend Paul. Great pass, what a pass! Oh, and he trapped the sledgehammer. But the pass by Paul was perfect. Absolutely perfect. Griffin's got 19. Paul, and again the starters, except for Crawford on the floor for the Clippers, the floater. Paul, foul.
Now you've got a smaller defender in Boris Diaw. Now you use that strength. You use speed and quickness against Bain, and you use that strength against Diaw.
3, Paul.
Oh, no. No. Clippers are starting to click on all cylinders here offensively.
It's Ginobili. Inside, lost it. Baines retrieves it. Well, look at him just jumping up, and they're all on pogo sticks inside as they crowd Baines on the shot. Crawford, 3. Good! Jamal Crawford has found his stroke tonight after struggling. 5 of 7 with 12 points. Off the bench for the Clippers. Ginobili inside, finding Baines. Knocked away by Griffin. And saved by the Clippers, who come the other way, led by Paul. The pull by. Diaw watches Paul go in for 2. Everybody, if you own the team, you can get that excited.
And both of these teams very efficient in terms of team assist.
But Mills so huge last year in the championship drive by San Antonio.
It's because he was shot making.
Paul, he's making shots. He's got 21. Yeah. Paul. Chris Paul hits.
He's been so efficient, not only in this game, but all 82 games with his shooting.
The Spurs always trust their 3rd and 4 options, but that time, one of those options just coughed it up. Green turns it over. Paul the other way. Paul.
Position.
Got it. Hit it. And makes it a 95-81 Clipper lead. Chris Paul, the crossover in the drop. What a play by Chris Paul. Knifing his way for 2 in 27.
Show it to them all, CP3. And then how about off the glass? Look how high he had to put it off the glass with a rotating Tim Duncan coming over to block the shot.
Leonard with a 3, the close by Barnes. Rebound by Griffin. Griffin's got the double-double, 26 and 12. And Paul into Parker. Stopping on a dime.
They're a different team. They are a different team, Kevin, when Chris Paul is disengaged offensively.
Danny Green did not do much at all for the Spurs tonight, 2 of 11. He hurt him. Baines did nothing. They really need Splitter to get healthy. Here's a good-looking shot outside by Chris Paul, who adds to his total 32 with 6 rebounds and 6 assists for Paul. That's it. Chris Paul, terrific. Griffin with the double-double. 14 rebounds by Jordan. 17 off the bench by Jamal Crawford. That's big news in Los Angeles because he had struggled, as Reggie had pointed out, since coming back.
You know, Chris, you knew this was going to be a challenging series. You're going against a team that everybody talks about their experience and their poise. Blake Griffin said he felt like you guys were the underdogs coming into this series. How were you able to manage it to dominate really from start to finish and blow it open in the third quarter?
We just played hard, and our crowd really got behind us. You know, we've been talking about we need these guys all season long, and they came out tonight.
You know, it's hard to imagine that with your playoff experience, you admitted this morning that you woke up with jitters, but you finished the game with 32 points on 20 shots. How are you feeling tonight?
Good. You know, in the playoffs, no back-to-backs. Get your rest, and it's go time now. You know what I mean?
Talk about the maturity of the team. You guys maintained your composure throughout.
We just kept talking about finishing the game. You know, we know me, Blake, and DJ have been together 4 years now. And we know we at times can get up and let other teams back in it, and we just kept talking about finishing.
Thank you, Chris.
No problem.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Golden State completing the sweep of New Orleans last night. Memphis taking a commanding 3-0 lead. Houston can go for the sweep tonight in Dallas. And here in San Antonio, it's been a roller coaster ride with the Clippers winning game 1, the Spurs bouncing back in games 2 and 3. And of course in game 3, led by that man, Kawhi Leonard. Most points he's ever scored in any NBA game, preseason, regular season, or playoffs. Chris Paul trying to bounce back from one of his rare poor postseason outings, but he was joined by an entire roster as the Clippers suffered their worst playoff loss in franchise history. Parker on Paul. Paul, pull-up jumper.
I like that right away. It's important for Chris Paul to be aggressive, especially early on, because Tony Parker starts the game on him.
Paul looking for Griffin. And Griffin's line drive is good.
They've evolved how they played. Not as much defensively, although there has been significant changes in that way as well. But offensively, transitioning from playing two bigs and being low post oriented as Griffin knocks in another jumper to now being a much more up-tempo pick-and-roll team to once again going into the post some to Kawhi Leonard. So it's really been fun to watch.
Jordan the rebound. Paul trying to get another foul on Diaw. Barnes running the floor. And you just see a different energy here to start in game 4. A little desperation mode for LA. Diaw the floater. Here's Paul. Goes at Leonard and finishes.
I can't agree with Kevin Love after watching the replay multiple times. To say someone dislocated your shoulder on purpose, he's not Ronda Rousey where he's got the armbar twist going.
Paul out to Griffin. Shot clock at 4. Diaw's guarding Paul. Finds a little room and hits the 3. Paul has bounced back after that poor game 3. He's got 9 points, 3 assists. Do they have enough hunger again to do it again? We asked Tony Parker before the game. He says absolutely. They feel they still have a chance to win another championship as Parker in and out. How did that one come out? Paul sets and hits. Chris Paul with a couple of 3-pointers. And the Clippers back up by 6, equaling their largest lead of the half. Parker finds a seam, jump shot. Jordan throws it down to Barnes. Good transition defense from San Antonio. Griffin goes at splitter, draws the foul, count it, and 1. The trailer play, and Blake Griffin with a chance for a 3-point conversion. Griffin again. 1-point lead for the Clippers. Paul gets inside, knocks it down.
So good at that shot.
Diaw on Paul. Paul back to Griffin, nearly knocked away. Still 5 to shoot. Paul on the drive. Throws it up and in. Tough shot from Paul. Didn't have a lot of options there. And puts LA back up 16 points for Chris Paul.
And he won it and won. Felt like there was a lot of contact. I tell you, Chris Paul is outstanding.
Another mid-range jumper for Chris Paul. He's got 24. Paul, the crossover, pulls up, puts it in. Chris Paul gives the Clippers an 11-point lead.
And great shot by Paul, but an excellent screen by Glenn Davis to force the switch and allow Paul to get the separation.
9-point Clipper lead as we get to 4 minutes remaining. What a critical game 4 for LA. Chris Paul again. 30 points for Chris Paul.
Just not fair. Handling the basketball on the string, getting to his spot, and making big shots. Here's where, as a coach, you don't need anything fancy. Put it in your best player's hand and let him do what he does best.
Paul kicks it out. Open three. Redick knocks it down. J.J. Redick from downtown. It's a 14-point lead, largest of the game.
It is the Chris Paul show right now.
Paul again putting on the finishing touches of a masterpiece. 34 points and 7 assists. Coming off their worst playoff loss in franchise history, the Clippers respond with a critical victory. And this series tied now at 2 games apiece.
Chris, how much did your son's assessment of how you played on Friday night impact how you played tonight?
He'll probably take the credit for it when I get home, but you know, this was a total team effort. Game ball goes to Austin Rivers. You know, this is his first playoffs. What he did out there, it really just motivated our team, and it's a hell of a game by Austin, man.
And what was the difference tonight? What was different about this game versus game?
Our tempo, our defensive pressure was a lot better. It started with our first unit, and it's a tough place to win, and it's good. Now we're coming back home. We're going to need all our Clippers fans there on, what's today, Sunday? Tuesday. We need y'all.
What was different for you personally in your game?
A little bit more aggressive. All my teammates, my brother, my dad, all of them been telling me how passive I've been, so I just try to be a little aggressive.
And now the series switches back to LA, tied 2-2. You've got home court advantage back. Who has the momentum now?
Nobody. It's 2-2. You know, that team there, it doesn't matter if they play at home or on the road, they're going to play the same way. So we got to get our rest and be ready for another dogfight on Tuesday.
Thanks. Congratulations on the win.
In Game 5, the Los Angeles Clippers had missed opportunities and made crucial mistakes in the closing moments. Now they come to San Antonio with a sense of urgency and desperation. Welcome to Game 6 from San Antonio, Texas. The defending NBA champion Spurs look to close out the Clippers in the first-round series, which they lead 3-2. This is the only ongoing Western Conference first-round series in the East. It's Brooklyn and Atlanta. Again, a sensational 30-plus point performance the other night. Here comes Griffin putting up that 15-footer, which he seems to hit with regularity in Game 5. He had 30 points. He was 10 of 25. There's a steal by Paul. A 3-on-1. Jordan. It's transition, which is the main concern for San Antonio coach Greg Popovich coming into tonight. Paul to Redick. JJ again for that mid-range shot. Hits it once again. Redick is off to a terrific start. But as a team, they missed a ton of free throws. That was one of the reasons why the Clippers lost. A falling down Ginobili and a falling down jump shot by Redick. It's a long 2. JJ 4 of 5 with an early 9 for the Clippers. Shot clock at 4. A lot of traffic around Leonard. Knocked off stride. Barnes right there. Dion the rebound taken away by Paul.
Good hands there by Chris Paul.
Paul, Jordan. They got it. Spurs haven't scored from the field in 3 minutes. And it continues with a miss right there by Manu Ginobili. He was 1 of 4 in 9 minutes. We got 3 to play here in the first half. Paul zigzags, following the lead blocking of Jordan. You can say that on the night of the draft, and there's a foul. Paul is 0 of 7. Here comes Crawford, scooping one home. Jamal Crawford, whose playoff numbers don't match what he does so successfully in the regular season. He's 2 of 4. Griffin, 3 of 9. Knocks that one down. He's got 10 points. He's in double figures. The first Clipper lead since 28-26, which came, Reg, early in the second quarter. 3-3. Rebound by Chris Paul. Paul to Griffin. And another 2. And just like that, the Clippers are up by 6.
What a textbook break right there for Blake Griffin.
It goes out to Paul. He was picked up by Green. The shot clock at 9. A wide open Blake Griffin, who is scoring at will. And Griffin has now put in 16. He is tied for Redick's 16 for the Clips. This is Paul. Chris Paul is at his first shot 1 of 9 for Paul. Again, they got Duncan on Paul.
Well, they're switching that high screen and roll now. Either they're going to switch it or rotate to Blake Griffin. They've decided to switch it, and Chris Paul has made 2 of 3 on those last plays.
Paul picked up by the taller splitter. This to break the tie, and it does, and Paul has found his stroke here in the third with 10. Chris is 3 of 12. Spurs a foul to give. Paul hits again. Chris Paul has found it in the third. Paul has played 32 minutes. He gets a couple of screens. He zigzags and then feeds. Davis is right there. What a great assist by Chris Paul, his 12th with 12 points. Paul pushing off and puts it down. He's got 14, Reg, and that time he was defended by Kawhi Leonard. Look how much time Paul has to fire, and he exploits it, cashing in with a triple. Timeout, San Antonio. Here comes Paul, met by the defense of Kawhi Leonard. Griffin, first shot of the fourth, got it.
These are all warm-up shots. And the reason it being is because all eyes are on Chris Paul.
Shot, Diaw. Rebound inside by Crawford. Here comes Paul. Chased by Parker. Off to Griffin. Blake Griffin, who had been struggling in the fourth quarter in this series, has got 6 in the quarter, 24 for the game, has hit all 3 of his fourth quarter shots. Griffin going to set a high screen. Paul inside, got it.
Why not?
Big shot by Chris Paul. Hold on there, Steve, hold on. It's Mills, it's Bellinelli, another 3! What a shot by Marco Bellinelli! Mills picked up by Paul.
They're trying to find Bellinelli.
And they can't, now they do. He frees himself and puts up a 3. Kept away by Griffin, and
it's basket interference. They're gonna call that a 3.
They call that a 3, and once again, basket interference comes back
to haunt the Clippers like it did in Game 5.
This is unbelievable.
Oh, it looked like Boris Diaw touched it first.
Well, that angle doesn't, this will tell us.
Oh, man. Well, they both touched it. Wow, is that amazing that we've had back-to-back games in goaltending.
Offensive basket interference. Clippers inbound. That'll do it. The Clippers have once again won on the defending champions' home floor and have extended the series to 7 games.
Chris, another wild finish here between the Clippers and Spurs and another offensive basket interference. What were you thinking at that moment? Oh no, here we are again?
Yeah, you know, but Blake was just being aggressive. Luckily, Diaw hit it first, and we were up 4, so it wasn't that big of a play, but man, Blake was unbelievable tonight, man. That's why he's our guy, our go-to guy, and he won this game for us.
You know, you were pretty unbelievable in the second half. You started the game 0 for 9. You finished with 19 points and 15 assists. What got you going?
My teammates just stayed on me and just told me to keep being aggressive. This game was fun, man. It was ugly at times, but it was fun. This is what the playoffs are for, and you know, you get another Game 7 in the first round.
You know, twice in this series, San Antonio's been able to pull away late in a close game. What was the difference for the Clippers in this one?
We just showed a lot of fight. You know, we never gave up. Doc has a saying that says, don't let go of the rope, and we never let go of the rope. J.J. Redick got it going for us early tonight, and it was just a great team win.
And now you're headed back to Los Angeles for Game 7.
Yeah, Game 7, Saturday night. They needed something to compete with the fight, so, you know, why not our game?
It has been the most compelling first-round series. 6 games played, a difference of 5 points over 2 weeks. The road team has won 4 of the last 6 games. And the Stars have played like stars. It's Game 7. The defending champions, San Antonio Spurs, and the Los Angeles Clippers. So away we go with the 2-point guards going head-to-head. Paul with a good fake. And Chris Paul has hit. Danny Green for 3. And Jordan captures it right there. In other words, coaches want their players, as they say, to stay in their lane.
Definitely. And you want to read the body language. Maybe you have to sub because a guy gets too hyped like a KG used to do, as you see Blake Griffin knock down that jumper. But, you know, Coach talked about he used to have to bring KG out. Other guys you have to bring in. So I'm just interested in watching the body language of players and how coaches interpret that body language.
Another shot outside, another three by Barnes, a good screen by Jordan. And Matt Barnes has hit 2 triples.
I tell you what, you never want to try to guesstimate an injury, but just watching him how he came up, you would never thought he would have been able to ready to play this game. Clippers fans happy to see Big Baby back in the lineup.
Here he is right now at the 20-footer. He is an emotional leader of this team. Doc Rivers has said they can't really win without him coming off the bench. Number one, they don't have much of a bench. Number two, he provides a lot. They just got their first lead of the game with his jump shot. Broken up by Paul and a turnover by San Antonio. The third. Paul stopping on it out, putting up the 3.
Chris Paul, he grabs his hamstring. You do not like seeing this, but you like seeing that. He's still tough, even though he grabbed that hamstring, but we'll have to see how it affects as he goes to the bench with his head down just a little bit.
Let's see what their plus minus is, because throughout the series, when Paul has sat, it has been big minus numbers that the Clippers have had to endure.
A very scary moment for the Clippers moments ago. Chris Paul heading to the bench, sitting down, holding his head in his hands. He did go back to the locker room for a significant amount of time. The PR staff was in and out. They finally came out, said he has a left hamstring strain. His return is questionable, but the good news is we did see him come running out of the tunnel and join his team on the bench. Guys?
Chris Paul, if you're watching him right now, not able to get off of the screens defensively and offensively. Let's see how that affects his game going down the wire.
Look at Paul in game 6. He missed his first 7 shots. They went 7 of 14 in the second half. Part of that Clipper win in San Antonio. They go inside Griffin. Griffin puts it up and in, and Blake has put in 13 to lead all scores. Duncan has 11. Paul with Leonard right there. What defense. What a shot! A terrific fadeaway. Paul with the Defensive Player of the Year right there. Paul to Davis. What a find, and then Davis answers it. Then Jordan read it. Paul. Barnes running across the lane. Chris Paul, 3. How about this? They got Chris Paul with the hamstring issue. Big Baby Davis with an ankle. Griffin played with the 3 fouls. They just extended their lead from the first half to 5. Duncan may have hurried that just a bit. Paul, 3. Bucket! Chris Paul has gone 5 of 6 with 15 points.
Bellinelli tries to knock one down.
Missed on the move. Rebound by Griffin. Crawford and Redick out there sure make that perimeter look dangerous, don't they, for the Clippers?
They spaced that floor so well.
Griffin, big shot. Paul has come in. Barnes has come in, joining Redick, Crawford, and Griffin to the final 7 seconds. Should they snare the rebound, and they do. Here comes the hobbling Chris Paul with a long 3. Got it! He got it! At the buzzer, which they will review. On one leg. Unbelievable. Griffin is holding on to the jersey of Patty Mills. Shot clock at 3 over Splitter. He hit it again. Chris Paul has knocked down another one. Mills defending CP3. Chris Paul has been terrific. Griffin takes it. Knocked away by Green. 5 block shots by Green. It's Parker. Dion. Parker by Redick. Picked up by Dion. Green. 3. Rebound. Put back up and in. What a play by Parker. Griffin to Crawford. Crawford followed by Parker. Right to the rack. A slashing move by Crawford. Another time. It's Paul. And a foul. Paul has made 25 consecutive free throws. Couple of beauties, 2-point lead. San Antonio will have the ball. Marco Bellinelli. This is a pass inside for Duncan. Knocked away by Barnes. And a foul. Tim Duncan, 3 of 6 from the free throw line tonight. Ginobili is in. He will defend the inbound pass from Barnes. Green on Paul. And he got it! 1 second left. Clippers by 2.
Welcome back to LA, where Chris Paul says, this is my house. If you're a San Antonio fan, what 2 better defenders could you have than Green and Duncan? Right there, the presence of mind to gather his step. You see he's limping, he's hurt, he can't even explode off of that leg, but he does, wheels the ball in. Chris Paul knocking it down. 1 point. 0 seconds left on the clock.
Gianna inbound. Now they got Jordan in front of him. Inside, Leonard knocked away. Barnes! The defending champions have fallen. And the Clippers have ripped the heart out of the Spurs. And have won this most dramatic series by 2.
Chris, you can see the emotion in your face. Is it okay for all of us to breathe now?
Yeah, you know, this was an emotional win. That team right there is unbelievable. It's a shame that this was the first round, you know, and backs were against the wall time and time again, but we kept finding a way.
I know you wanted to pull Blake Griffin into this interview and he had to go elsewhere, but I mean, how impressed are you with your team and the way that they kept the composure down the stretch? Doc telling you guys, just breathe, just breathe.
Yeah, I kept telling BG when I did whatever to my hamstring to just bring us home, you know, and on that last play, I felt it pretty good right there. So just a good win for us, but we can't be done now.
And you send the defending champions home packing in the first round. We saw the hugs between the both teams. What did you say to Tim Duncan there?
Told him how much I love him, man. I done known Tim since I was 11 years old. Me and his nephew played on the same AAU team, so everybody always knows the Wake Forest connection, but he's been like a mentor, a big brother to me since I've been in the league, so you hate to see that team going home, but
they are, and then the Clippers are advancing to Houston. Chris, you left in the second quarter with the hamstring injury. I mean, I think the entire building held their breath, but you came back in and it looked like you would not be stopped. How did you do it, Chris?
I said after Game 6 that we had the best training staff in the league. Jason Powell, our head trainer, they unbelievable, man. They did whatever they had to do to get me back out there. I'll be living with them until Monday.
Well, tremendous series, a tremendous finish. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Now let's go somewhere and watch the fight.
Exactly. All right, guys.
What fight? We just saw a fight. If that fight is anything like this, but I mean, think 7 games. And this team is now on not only the 7th game, the series, and they advance.
The 2 seed Houston avoided elimination 2 nights ago. The Los Angeles Clippers try to end the series tonight. They lead 3-2 as we welcome you to Game 6 of the Western Conference semifinals. Beautiful find by Paul to Jordan. He had Josh Smith dancing with him at the top and got right around Josh for that easily entry pass.
And that's a shot you have to get away from.
Paul over Terry. Clippers opened 0-3 from the field. Griffin from the top keeps the roll going. Late shot clock, Harden over Redick. And Howard's on the glass again. Dwight Howard has the Rockets rolling here. He's the only one putting it in. Quick hit, Barnes on the other end.
After a score, Mike?
That pass deflected by Harden. It is a 3-on-1 with Jones in the middle of the floor. Terrence Jones couldn't finish. And now the Clippers are 4-on-2. Paul to Griffin.
Oh, wow. Chris Paul at that point, you see he knows what he's going to do. Dwight Howard can't even make an attempt to go at Blake as he jumps over the Kia and throws one down. It looked awfully similar to that dunk.
It did. Back All-Star weekend a few years ago. You know, if you covered up the whole bottom and didn't look at the score in this first quarter.
Clippers by 15.
Yeah, and it's only 4 right here. Chris Paul from the elbow.
I just get the feeling every time I watch CP play that he could get that shot anytime he wants.
Look at that great dribble. That dribble just set everybody up on the floor. Davis couldn't finish, and he got the rebound, Chris Paul did. And teed up Crawford, who still can't hit. But Chris Paul couldn't do more. And takes it away. He might just have to score it himself.
There he goes. Count it.
Gonna roll it? Oh. Yes, and 1.
Okay, guys, I'll do it all myself. Let me get an offensive board. Steve Ballmer enjoying it.
Paul on the move over Terry. Got knocked down and knocked it down.
I thought he had a layup. And he kind of pulled the ball back and let Terry get back in the play. And Terry winds up knocking him down as he knocks down the mid-range J.
Clippers for the lead with 1:15 left in the half. It is Redick for three. And the lead! Timeout.
Totally changed it.
Timeout Houston. The two fallible guys are on the floor. What a back cut that was. Great set play. Griffin with the dunk.
Well, who's going to play some defense in the second half? That's what it's going to come down to.
Redick opens with a jumper for three.
Well, I like the set play there from Doc Rivers, knowing we got to get JJ going.
Howard sets the screen, dives to the basket. Jordan denies him. Clippers on the run. It is Barnes.
I can't believe Howard didn't get a foul call. I think Blake was trying to give him one.
That's open. That's Griffin. And that's all the work he did with Bob Tate, the shooting coach for the Clippers over the last couple of years. Paul drives at Harden, takes the bump, got the basket too.
How in the world did that one go in? That looked like the Game 7 winner over Duncan. I mean, he just gets the contact, almost falls down, don't come back on the floor. Embellish maybe just a hair, and then gets it up on the glass and gets it to go. What a competitor. Terry just grabs Chris Paul's arm. No worries.
Shot clock at 7 is Harden, who has missed 6 of his last 7 shots. Has to get going for Houston.
That's good D. That's a good job by Blake Griffin on the switch.
Harden now 5 of 18 in the game. Was battling the flu a couple of days ago. Paul got it. And the Rockets are in trouble. Paul lost Prigioni and finishes with the spin. It's Glenn Davis. Out of the corner of the three. Knocked down by Crawford. 24-11 run. Paul from the top all the way home. An incredible 34-point swing in this one. Paul finally knocks one down, and that will do it. One of the most stunning comebacks for a team facing elimination in the history of the NBA.
It's the Los Angeles Clippers facing off today against the Houston Rockets in Game 7 of this Western Conference semifinal, all tied at 3 games apiece. Torrential downpour outside the Toyota Center, home of the Rockets, but the fans don't mind. A few days ago, a game here today seemed like a fantasy. The winner, of course, a chance to play Golden State. Doc Rivers said after they lost the lead, they played tight. At the end of Game 5, as Harden doesn't get it to go. They seem a little tight to start this game, Mark.
They seem very tentative offensively, giving up open shots, passing the basketball around. This is where your best players like Chris Paul. You got to make plays. Take the pressure off other guys.
Paul with the steal. Paul ahead of the pack. Harden in pursuit. Paul lays it in. Paul had a 31-point, 11-assist game in that Game 6, but obviously didn't matter anything to the Clippers. And he was very emotional after the loss. Hard screen set by Jordan. Paul's jump shot. He is shooting, having a 50, 40, 90 playoffs. 50% or higher from the field, 40 from 3, and over 90 from the free throw line. Chris Paul. Paul now with 8 points as well. Rockets now have missed their last 5 from three-point range. They were 6 for 10. Griffin wide open. 12 points for Blake Griffin.
I don't mind that defense because you're forcing him to make that shot, not giving up the lob to DeAndre Jordan. But if you're Griffin, you got to be locked and loaded, ready to shoot that basket. Paul trying to draw a foul, does, as Terry went for the fake. Paul with Terry on it, right back to Griffin. Shot clock at 6. Paul will try a 3, puts it in. Terry, well defended. Howard misses the banker. Paul on the pull-up, floats it up and in, right over Howard. And Chris Paul again looking for a shot more. He's got 15 now. Blake Griffin drills the jumper, and it's a 5-point game. Terry deflected and stolen. 2-on-1. Paul to Redick, layup, banks it in. And a timeout call by Kevin McHale. The Clippers have come back from 15 down to pull within 3. Paul hesitated. Knocks it down. Kevin McHale looks more nervous as a coach of a Game 7 than as a player. Howard misses.
He has less control as a coach than you do as a player.
You're talking about one of the greats to play the game. The best power forwards of all time is Kevin McCall. Paul for three, answers back. Jones missed 49 games. Howard missed 41 games. Alley up to Jordan, and that time makes sure he finishes. Perfect pass from Chris Paul. Jordan slow to get up. Quick pass inside, Paul to Jordan. Brewer crossover, flips up a wild shot. Jordan the rebound. Paul, pass inside, quick bucket from Blake Griffin, and it's cut to 13. Both teams in the penalty. Clippers only have a timeout. There's another turnover. Paul and Griffin, back to Griffin, throws it down. 8-point game. Up 3 games to 1. And not just up 3-1, but blowout victories in their 3 wins. I mean, dominant at times in this series. Then lose a game on the road where the Rockets played well, and then game 6 will haunt Chris Paul and the Clippers all summer long. Up 19 with 2.5 to go in the third. And Paul once again will come up short on something he is so desperate for, a trip to the conference finals. He's never been there. As Griffin's jump shot is good.